I'm going to give you a quick demo of our CTN Network website, ctnnetwork.net. Join our community. It is free. You just type in ctnnetwork.net, and this is the homepage right here. And if you want to create an account, you would just click up here and create new account right here. Sign up with your email, or you can sign up with just clicking on Facebook or Google. So you can sign up with your Facebook account or your Gmail. So I'm already signed up, so I'm going to click in Gmail right here, and it's going to log me in. And as you can see, this is our homepage. Click on creators right here, and this shows you all the CTN family members that are content creators. Everybody is on here. If you want to go to one of their YouTube channels, for example, if you want to go to Crypto Talk Now, just click on channel, and it takes you right over to the YouTube channel for that particular creator. And you click on community. This is our community right here. We do have a forum, and this is a forum where you can post things, you can interact with one another. And there's also a blog right over here that we post our own content on. And if you click on CTN Studios, you can watch our live show and other content creators' live shows right through this CTN Studios. We do have advertisements for some of the content creators. There's the Crypto Smith, there's Waddy, the Crypto Hunter, and we also have live charts for the ISOs right in this box right here. We have a feature where you click on the heart if you want to donate to us. You can donate with Ethereum or Binance, BNB. And also, if you click on this button right here, we're going to have a call-in feature, which is already live. If you want to call us, just click on the green icon, the green phone icon, and click on call now. And during the show, between 9:15 and 10, when we announce it, when Max is on or when I'm on with Max, we will start accepting phone calls, and you guys can be live with the show. If you want to turn your video on, you can come on camera as well. So good stuff there. Now back onto the homepage. If you click on members, you can see all the people that are members here. All these people here, like Chaka just signed up, Gills33, Miguel. All these people here are members of our community. So you guys can sign up, and then you can chat with one another. So you can either click over here, message right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to welcome him. I'll send him a quick message, and then I can click enter or just a little arrow. If you want to message somebody else, you can click on message, or you can go right over here into members chat and go ahead and message them and create a new chat if you want by clicking this little button right here. Now also, if you scroll down here, you can see some of the past videos that our content creators in our content creator family have created. You can go in here and watch some of the recorded videos. They're scrolling down here. Just choose one to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this brief demo. Make sure you sign up so you can interact and be part of the community when we are not on the live show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome tonight show. Welcome to tonight's show, I should say. Crypto Talk Now, Tuesday night lights, live with yours truly, Max. And glad to be here tonight with you guys. Before I kick it into the comments, I want to show you a little bit more of what Larry was talking about. So if you go on over to the CTN Network site, there is this whole section, of course, where he was talking about where you can basically go to, like, I think it's CTN Studios. Click on that. Remember what you were saying on the show, where you accept calls? We do accept calls just like a traditional radio show. So you just go over here, you click on this little phone button, and from now to the beginning of, or I should say the top of the hour, let me adjust this mic real quick, we'll be accepting calls. So if that's your thing, you're more than welcome to do that, but it'll be up until we start the show at 9 Eastern, so it'll be basically up to 10 Eastern. So up to 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So I thought I'd go ahead and get into that. Another thing I want to announce real quick is we have quite a bit to share in regards to this lineup. Big news in regards to ISO 222. So thank you for being here. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And then another announcement I was going to make is tomorrow we'll have Cryptivia back again. Will Sean, the Crypto Smith, defend his title as far as the contestants? And as far as audience contestants, will Tim Shea reign champion? Yes. Speaking of Tim Shea, I'd like to welcome him. Tim Shea says, hey, so hello to the Commissioner of Crypto, the Mayor of Crypto, Tim Shea. Glad to have you here, Tim. Plan for Zen is back. Welcome back. He says, hi, bro. Nexera is the next quant. What do you think? I definitely think it's like its little cousin, if you will. You're going to see a particular video clip from Gilbert Verdian in which it's going to pound home that much more of why Quant is the little cousin of, or I should say Quant. Nexera is the little cousin of Quant. You're going to hear Gilbert Verdian mention specifically the connection of TradeFi and that bridge to decentralized finance and so on. As we know, with Nexera, that's one of the main utility layers that they're trying to do. So I can see why people say that. Shout out to you, Tim Shea. But anyway, hey, guess what? There's JC the Man. Glad to have you here, JC the Man. I want to share something for you guys. If you guys haven't done so, you need to do it. So for one, JC the Man, if you want to get a little bit more exposure, go over to the CTN Network site. And when you do so, what we can do for you, since you're part of our community, is if a person goes to the site, let me pull this up again. What will happen is, see, there's this area that says creators. Once we see that you're on there, we can actually list you, just like, you know, maybe next to Michael Montclair or whatever. And then what will happen is when somebody clicks on, for instance, your little area here, it'll take you right to your YouTube. How cool would that be, right? So anyway, yeah, help a fellow brother out, JC the Man. And here's his YouTube. He makes videos. He's Michael Cornwell's son. And yeah, he could use some more subs. Let's help him get up to 100. That'd be pretty cool. And if anything, why not? You know what I mean? So I'm sure you're going to, you know, you just got to keep grinding away at it. But if you find something that ends up being you catch fire on anything, recognize what you caught fire with and just keep going with it. So like this, March 13th, 2023, my gosh, you already caught fire on something. Look at this, guys. 5.8K views. So JC the Man is the man. Look at that.
Why is there an $800,000 charge on my credit card?
Dad, I'm a material girl.
Get out of my house! Why is there an
That's awesome. See? That's like people would show. That's funny, man. Keep doing your thing, man. So let that be encouraging for yourself. Let's see. You got some comments already. This kid needs this kid needs an Oscar. You already put the seed in, right? And you just got to water that a little bit. Run with that. So you found your little niche. Run with it, JC. You can do it. And apparently you already are. I say bravo, man. That is really cool. Because today is the 14th. So you must have put that out yesterday. So very, very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Right back at you. All right. Let's get back into the comments. I just want to share that. So you got Ahmed. He says XLM, VRA, ACH. You still believe it's Saitama, huh? Maybe you came in during the V2. Okay. Yeah, Boomers ask about the YouTube. Very cool stuff. Guys, just please smash that like if you don't mind. We're just trying to get the show out to more and more people out there. I do realize there's probably some other shows going on at the same time. So, it's one of those things. But let me see. Live shows. What we got going on right now? Okay. Yeah, we got Awesome Austin. He's got his show. So it's understandable, you know. We do go every single day, and some of these other guys don't. So one of those things. But we'll get through it. It's going to be a great lineup. But yeah, I really appreciate guys smashing that like for we could possibly get some newcomers coming out. That'd be really cool. All right. So thank you very much, Larry. And I want to welcome Boomer effing Sooner. Yes, thank you for being here. We're going to go further down. Welcome, Mr. GS is in the house. Coochie Boy, thank you so much for being here. He says, Sub CTN fam. Well, sup to you too. XXI Gaming's in the house. Glad to have you, XXI, always. And let's see here. Salamander is also in the house, as well as Mr. J Crypto. Thank you both for being here. Yep, right back at you. Hey. All right. Thanks for getting the algorithm going, Mr. Salamander. Appreciate that. I always love it when Boomer F and Sooner calls you Mr. in Space or Mr. Salamander in Space. Tim Shea says, Tuesday with Max. Let's go. Thank you very much. Yes, Tuesday night lights. Sobo's in the house. Good to see Sobo. Saying hello to Boomer, Tim, Coochie Boy. Glad to have you here, Sobo. All right. JC the Man, put the link in the chat. Cool. Very good. Very good. Hello and guten Tag. Liechtenstein Exchange and Jasmine in the house. Oi. All right. Not the best impersonation, but that's okay. All right, Brian Dowie. Thanks for being here, Brian. We have some of the info that you sent me on the DM, sharing that. And let's see. We also have oh yeah, I didn't mean to say welcome to Magic Pirate, but I read your greeting. All right. Where are we at? Jairo Alonso says Jasmine got Dell. I almost thought that was one of my students. I have a student named Jairo. Yeah, he doesn't like to be called first name Jairo, last name Glyphics. That was a joke that some of the students, like kids, they always tease other kids, and I don't know. He just wanted me to tell the class to stop doing that and whatever. Anyway, it was kind of a funny thing. All right, let's see. Hello there. Yes, welcome again. Mr. J Crypto says, please check this out. Reflexer.finance. Okay. Why? What's the main reason why you want to check that out? Reflexer finance. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Whether we finish or not, I have to leave at the 2.5 hour mark, no matter what. So doesn't matter. Like I could have $1,000 super chat or something like that. I would have to go. So I'm just throwing that out there. So at the 2.5 hour mark, I gotta go. All right. So reflexer.finance. Let's see what it says. Pull that up for just a brief moment. So it says meet RA, decentralized and non-peg stable asset that defies fiat currencies. Okay. We could play this real quick. I'm not going to take a super deep intro into it. I can basically at another time, but we'll play this at least. So thanks for all you tuning in.
The U.S. government printed more than $3.5 trillion in 2020. Instead of creating another inflating digital dollar coin clouded in regulatory uncertainty, RAI is offering the world an alternative. RAI is the first true stablecoin that's governance minimized and backed solely by decentralized, immutable collateral on Ethereum. Users can put up their ETH and mint RAI, allowing them to lend, swap, and save. While other cryptocurrencies are inherently volatile and stablecoins are bound by the central banker monetary policy, RAI's stability mechanism is unique. RAI is programmed to maintain its own price stability without being pegged to a specific fiat-based value. How? Rather than a fixed peg to $1, RAI's protocol uses supply and demand-based control theory to seek an internal target price. RAI's internal target price is adjusted in real time using on-chain market data to oppose volatile market forces while the market closely follows. This system requires little human control. Soon, it will rely only on code to function autonomously. As the first real stablecoin, RAI is an ideal alternative to pegged coins for use in DeFi as collateral, or as a stable reserve asset when resilience is critical. RAI is a bold step towards detaching from central bank monetary policy. To begin using RAI as your stablecoin in numerous DeFi protocols on Ethereum, visit Reflexer.finance and mint RAI today.
All right, so thanks to Mr. J Crypto for sharing that. I'm just gonna give you guys kind of like a brief taste of what that is. We may take more of a, a deeper dive into it. Don't know how soon, but on the surface, it sounds pretty interesting. So thank you for that. Magic Power says the weird thing is Binance itself is the biggest holder of Jasmine, 14 billion coins. They should be interested to offer Jasmine everywhere on Binance. So in the comments of the recorded section on both recent Jasmine videos, people have commented like, please address this, please address this. What about this? Could you look into this? I don't put, turn a blind eye or shut my ears off like, oh, that's FUD, I don't want to do it. I definitely will address it. So we'll get into that here shortly to address that specifically. Of course, it's a lot of speculation of why that happened. But if anything, when you see the particular outline, it'll make sense to you. And if anything, I will buy even a third bag of Jasmine after that. Yeah, crazy, right? Anyway, thank you for that comment, Mr. Magic Power. Justin Daniel says, let's effing go. And he also states in his avatar to believe in yourself. Absolutely. If you don't believe in yourself, I don't know what to tell you. Like my man Guru from Gangstar, RIP the Guru, it says, without esteem for yourself, you're going nowhere, And that's true. You got to have some kind of esteem for yourself. Believe in yourself. If you got wrecked in crypto, don't be listening to all the people from the outside that said, I told you so. Are they about where you want to go in your life? Some are family members, believe it or not. Some aren't. So you're always going to hear those particular mixed emotions. But at the end of the day, everybody wanted to get into whatever did well. But it's the things in which, you had to take a chance on when most people might say, well, if it seems too good to be true, it usually is. This is different, Just because something is not mainstream yet doesn't mean it won't be. We're going from the phase of where we're at now to the next phase of widespread adoption. When you see the local community colleges, universities, and so on offering blockchain courses, it's not for no specific reason. And then, how about this? We're going to talk about some of the top educators and so on. Harvard, we talked about this before. So, Harvard even mentions specifically Ripple and Stellar. Why would a school that charges $91,000 a year, right, in tuition, want to be wasting kids' or students' tuition, expensive tuition, if it wasn't a real thing? And so that's where I go with it. I too am an educator. I would love to teach at Harvard, but I'm not quite at that point. Who knows? Maybe way into the future. If I got my doctorate, maybe that would be a thing. But anyway, I want to welcome some more of you guys, and let's see where we're at. Blackwood's in the house. Kind of have to catch up on some comments, some good problems, right? Evening to you, Blackwood. Always appreciate you here. Crypto Homes, welcome back. The Crypto Smith is here. He says, hi, Max. Just stopping in for some knowledge. All right. Well, coming from you, you're very knowledgeable yourself. And we had an awesome show yesterday. I was telling Crypto Smith, we're looking at the stats. 2 weeks in a row, we basically came towards like our highs. And, it's not just because of us. It's because of you guys. You guys appreciate the content. You guys let us know that Monday's show is your favorite show. And that basically this show is just, chopped liver. No, I'm kidding. It's just rubbish. No. Thank you for being here, Crypto Smith. I really appreciate you, man. Go check out Crypto Smith's channel if you haven't done so already, and subscribe. All right, Bobby Loretti's in the house. He said, hey, y'all. Anyone know the official site to claim NXRA? So I have that in a few particular videos, but on top of that, you can go to Twitter, type in Alliance Block, and they have some announcements pinned that will answer that for you. But I'm sure some people here will answer as well. I just said, I wish I could give you a direct answer in regards to that. But for me personally, I had my Alliance Block ALBT on KuCoin. So I didn't do the DeFi route and so on originally. All right. Everyone, please don't forget to hit that like. Yes, thank you, man. I really appreciate it, Mr. J Crypto. Salamander, I welcomed you before. JC the man says, I joined the corn. Was that a joke in the Cornwell clan? Join the corn. Are you a children? Are you one of the children of the corn? It's one of my favorite rap groups. One of the most unheard of rap groups. You want to know why they're unheard of? So the way I look at it is the Children of the Corn East Coast rap group could have been the NWA's answer on the East Coast. Never happened. Why didn't it ever happen? For one, Mr. What's his name? Big L ended up getting killed back in 1999. And then it just kind of slowed things down. But man, that was a super group. Big L, Mace, who obviously went on to join Bad Boy. You also had Cameron. He had a decent career, but man, that could have been a super group. Anyway. All right. Blackwell says, I'm humbled by the warm welcomes and the moist from every. All right. All right. Whoa, you guys came from some DGen channels. All right. I have to remind myself that. All right. Welcome. All right. Sean Francis. Yes. Same back to you. Salamat. Thank you. And Crypto Holmes. Say hello, everybody. All right. Let's go further down. Let's see if you have any questions specifically. This is not a legit question, but that's okay. Michael Montclair is in the house. Thank you for being here with the lovely, I remembered, Zara. Hello to you and Zara. You're very welcome, JC. The man, because you are the man. Keep doing what you're doing. Understand you caught fire. You can catch fire again. All right. Riplar's in the house. How about $10,000 super chat? Yes. Yeah, I pretty much had to say for $10,000 super chat. I can be bought for $10,000. I'll just have to basically call somebody and be like, look, I need you to run down and get, the medication and all this stuff from Walgreens. So, yeah. I basically hook that guy up for like, $20 or something. I don't know. All right. You also have a Twitch. That's cool. Twitch, it's really hard to break into Twitch. So I want to say this. If you break into Twitch and it works out for you, you have made it. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you make it on Twitch, it's kind of like New York, right? If you make it there, you make it anywhere, right? So Twitch, you make it on Twitch, you can make it anywhere. All right. Alaya, yes, sir. Caught a live stream, getting installed. Well, welcome back, Alaya. I remember you from last time. All right. Stargazer's back. He says hi all. And let's see where we're at. CTN definitely has the best community in crypto. Well, thanks, man. You're part of that community. So, scrolling through the page and don't see the link on their page. CTN, I'm at CTN. Well, thanks, JC. River's in the house. Our mod, thank you for being here, Mr. River. All right. If I skipped anybody, that's not intentional. Well, this is the crypto network you're looking for. Lionel Richie. I was going to say at some point. To all those who forgot to fist. Are you the other guy that says something about being moist and something about a fist? Oh God. All right. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Let's jump into some of the announcements. Big announcement. All right. So here we go. And it's from this new guy who's a big fan of Celogenic. I'm actually going to follow him. Shout out to Celogenic Mania, right? Not quite like the Hulkamania, but the Celogenic Mania. All right, it says ISO 222 is now imminent with a go live in just 10 days. Obviously, it's less than that. Are you ready for this essential transformational change? All of us are ready, right? We've been talking about this for almost a year. People who weren't here at CTN, who came long before, I teamed up with Larry. You've been researching this. You've been talking about this. Shout out to Selmo Fudd if he's in the house. He obviously has understood how massive XRP can be and so on. Some of these other ones, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's been investing in XRP since like 2017. CryptoSmith, some of the other guys, right? You've been in this a long time. Stay the course, right? You're almost at the finish line. So the new date of this new standard in financial messages is looming. March 20th, 2023 is the new go live date for ISO 222. Now, when we get more into this, specifically speaking, people are kind of going crazy. This person's crossing their fingers. Let's see what happens. Hey, either way, we made a good investment, or I, poo in the investment, which doesn't make any sense. But here it is. So I'm sure this tab instead. And again, from Finextra, just about 3-4 days ago. So look at this, guys. It says ISO 222 now imminent, delayed, from November. And, here's the real question that remains. Is the industry ready for this redefinition of messaging in the payments ecosystem? My answer is this. If I was a bank manager, and a lot of them aren't even aware of this, yes, I would be like, wow, I'm totally ready for this. Because once in a while, I get that random guy who wants to cash out, I don't know, or send a bunch of money overseas, and I give them a big line or cross-border, right? But look at this. The investigation paper from Celent has found that 63% of large banks believe they will be prepared by November of 2025. If you don't think for a minute that there won't be anything on the upside for the coins and tokens that are part of ISO 222 compliance, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? It's like, I just don't know what to tell you. I mean, it says, however, listen to this, 25% say that they will need help to meet the deadline or rely on available stopgap measures. I mean, that's to be expected. You're going to have certain banks that, like, man, these guys are operating like clockwork, right? Maybe Bank of America is one of them, right? I used to not be too big of a fan of Bank of America back in the day. I've gained a lot of respect for them recently because the whole thing with Ripple. But I think definitely there's going to be ones that, yeah, are ready to go, like a Swiss watch, right? Don't have to see them get hung up on a lot of things. And there's going to be other banks that are going to be kind of like, you can see that, man, these guys just didn't get the memo, or these guys are lagging behind. But eventually, I think all of them will come into it. But again, guys, the key thing, 63% large banks believe that they'll be prepared by November 2025. And out of those 63%, let's say we only got 30% that is just boom, 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 ready to go. Things will move on the upside. So look at this. It says, even more worrying, only 3% of corporates expect banks to be 100% ready. Teach his own. But look at this quick update. ISO 222 is a globally recognized open standard providing a common platform for financial messaging. The standard was prepared by the ISO Technical Committee, TC 668. Hence why, with Gilbert Verdian and Quant, right, their particular standard for the ISO standard for Quant is ISO TC 307. So ISO 222 is critical in standardizing the flow of financial information for all types of business, financial transactions, and will be, and this is a term that gets brought up a lot, the de facto going forward. Now, obviously with Cypherium, they claim that they're the de facto as well, teach his own. But look at this. The standardization will improve cross-border payment transactions and the payments ecosystem by utilizing, if you didn't know this key here, area, highly structured transaction data in payment messages. In addition, the standard is expected to deliver a better customer experience through automation and higher resilience and facilitate more effective fraud prevention, faster, more scalable, and if anything, a lot more secure compared to the old traditional MT standard. Now, with such adoption, it's predicted that there's going to be a rise on the upside, like it mentions, and that could rapidly be here soon. The framework underpinning ISO 222 comprises of, if you didn't know this, metadata repository, which is descriptions of messages and business processes, maintenance process for the repository. Now, in regards to this March go live, right, you got to understand that this mandate is going to cause all member banks to comply with ISO 222 messaging, which is an MX format, and again, by November of 2025. Now, of course, some of these questions in regards to, like, if you're a person from a bank, and I'm not going to read that. But as far as getting ready for it, it says industry requests for an extension to the original November 2022 go live date to March have been accommodated to help banks with compliance. This phase will coexist with the current MT format system. So again, guys, this whole concept of it all going away, it's not going away. And we'll jump into that here in a bit. Actually, I'll just do it right now. So there's a message in regards to all this. And, shout out to Gilbert Verdi and a Quant for addressing it. I do have that part of the particular outline. But, it's crucial to understand some of these specific things, because sometimes people just, I don't know, they don't get it for whatever reason. So here is a response to what I just mentioned, literally about, is enterprise going to do away with like the old system? The answer is definitely no. Listen to this, because it's coming fast, straight from Gilbert Verdian, who, if you're wondering, well, why show quant? You got to show quant. We talked about the whole thing with TC, right? And that particular standard, TC 307, ISO TC 307. It is an ISO standard. Listen to this response. We'll kick it back in the comments. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Please smash that like. Here we go.
The vision that we have is to, create the next financial system that is a hybrid between traditional finance and all the networks and the systems and decentralized finance. And I have mentioned in the past, enterprise will not decentralize. They can't from a regulation perspective, they can't from a security risk perspective, they just can't do it from all the governance and the compliance they have. But they want to decentralize in a controlled way. And we're that way to do it. If you think about how we've architected Overledger, you get the best of both worlds. You can keep your traditional secure financial system, and then you can actually connect it to a decentralized blockchain. And I've heard people say, oh, our technology is patented and it's not decentralized, it's a cloud. They really don't understand architecture and technology in depth. What we're doing is we're bringing in hyper decentralization. We're bringing in a way where enterprise can actually decentralize to 10 blockchains today at scale. This is not just decentralization, it's hyper decentralization. So they're doing it from a way where it's more comfortable and more accepted from their perspective. And so our vision is to be the foundation of, there's a term DeFi, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that.
We just call it the next financial system. We're re-architecting this, and we're moving into the space where it's not just working with retail and commercial banks, but it's working with regulators and central banks on this.
So, when we go back to this whole thing with that particular outline, right, you will have a broader perspective, at least you should, of how this makes sense in regards to even like the quant connection. Now, before we kick it right back to the comments, I want to show you this whole thing, right? It refers to this coexistence period. It says once the period of coexistence starts, like the old with the new, both, right? It's not that the old's going completely away. You're going to have, of course, the go live. The framework will support the exchange of ISO 222 messages for CBPR, which means cross-border payments and reporting plus, while continuing to support the non-ISO standard of messages. However, go live means an organization must be ready to handle ISO 222 formatted data, as any participant can send those specific messages of ISO and payments in regards to like a two-way system. As a result, all effective organizations must be ready to receive that specific ISO 222 standardized message and process the translated MT embedded with the message. And that's the whole point of this. We talked about this for the longest time. I use this example many times. We talk about cross-border. How about overseas payments? The guy who's literally, I'm going to throw this one out there, like, a bank in Greece or something like that. They have their own particular language. It's got funny looking characters and so on. Sends that message over to somebody in Seoul, South Korea. Well, South Korea's got totally different, characters, right? It's not exactly a traditional alphabet. So, it's one thing to have the standard, alphabetical lineup that we have with our keyboards and, our, I guess you could say messaging standard, right? From 0 to 9 on the keyboard and some of these other ones and A to Z and so on. got to keep in mind when you start throwing in these other languages, man, I mean, the old system would get garbled up, and then you'd have to literally have a perfect example of like a bank manager from Greece get on the phone. He tries to call Seoul, South Korea, talk to that particular bank manager. Oh, shoot, forgot. You guys are like literally, I don't know, 17 hours ahead of us. So then that guy has to wait till like maybe the, really late at night, set his alarm clock or whatever, make the phone call, and then try to hope to get somebody that can help him in regards to that. And as a result, a transaction that was supposed to go through within a matter of, I don't know, an hour at the most, literally legs on for maybe a day, maybe two, and so on. And as a result, you got pissed off customers because, as the saying goes, time is money. So when we talk about time being money and the importance of ISO 20022, understand that it's not so much about, giving a crap about the retail sector. It is that particular sector. You have a big finance, right? And from there, as the saying goes, we'll see institutional money. You get the point. But when you see this right here, all affected organizations must be ready to receive that formatted message system, process those translated empty messages. It's crucial. All right. So, of course, we'll get more into this in a bit. I'm going to kick it back into the comments. Thank you for being here tonight. And McDizzle says, what's up to his homies? Ken Bashorsky, hope I pronounced that right. Welcome. He says, my crypto don't jiggle. It moons. I like to see your green candles go boom, boom. Big candles for sure. That's what makes me want to dribble. I'm going to say what's up to Crypto McDizzle. Riding my DeFi is the way to go. Moonshot, baby. Let's get ready to go. No, okay. You have really to see it. Yeah, good point. All right. Brian Dowie, Boomer F and Sooner all saying hello to each other. April says, hello, everyone. Spring break here in the Oklahoma, and we are waiting for cold weather and possibly snow. Yikes. It's really perfect weather here right now. It's like 70. It's really nice. All right. Jose is in the house. Welcome back, Jose, or as I would refer to you as Jay on Twitter. Thank you for being here. All right. I want to welcome Rayan. He says, man, I'm just drinking my avocado. What? You're drinking your avocado and banana and milk. That's what I call fat juice. At least you're getting the good one, the good omega-3s, right? Avocado is good for, but I can't imagine mixing avocado. You must be one of those persons, and no offense, all right? Like, so, my mom used to love when I take her to the Asian supermarket, and she would get all sorts of different things there, right? But in the Asian supermarket, as you guys know, they got all sorts of weird types of ice cream. Avocado ice cream. They got queso ice cream. Like, who the heck is going to eat queso ice cream? No thanks. Anyway. All right. Let's see if you guys ain't got any specific questions. That's all right. That kind of helps with the flow. All right. So I want to get back into this just a little bit more because I want people to understand like how big this is, right? It's really, really big. So there's a little bit more into this specifically. And like it says, the readiness plan for ISO 220, understanding the complex nature, so on and so forth, right? Look at this. Did you know that preparing to comply with the new messaging format of ISO 222, like it says, is very complex. It involves 750 new business components and more than 1,900 message definitions. Add to this the need for interoperability, quant, across the different payment systems and the significant impact on operational risk. Therefore, deployment planning is essential, in regards to the following. Obviously, the migration, we talk about that a lot, the migration risk assessment. But look at what it says here, right? When you go further down, and that is this right here. What it says right here. How ISO 222 messages help with anti-fraud. We always talk about the speed, but how does this really, really help with anti-fraud? Look at this. Payment fraud continues to plague the world. Juniper Research predicts that online payment fraud will exceed 343 billion globally by 2027. The rich structure and standard format of ISO 222 messages provide an ideal substrate for detecting potential fraud. In addition, fraud detection and prevention tools such as Payment Safe can use the standardization to deep mine messages and detect fraud as it happens. Now, I want to say this. A long time ago, people let me know that when it came to VET is looked upon, VChain, right? VET is looked upon as being one of those particular ones in which is technically ISO 222 compliant, but what really stands out for them is what they're able to do as far as inventory sector of, I guess you could say, the ISOs. And I used to think to myself, the inventory sector, oh, okay, I see where they're going. They're hoping to get that main layer of utility, which is what? Being able to see if like that Rolex watch if it's fake, or if those are like, Air Jordans, or those are Nair Jordans, like, being able to scan a barcode. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying to go, ape into VET, right? I do believe in VET. I don't hold it yet. But when people in the past have made these comments about, ISO 222 and VET, and then you see some of the things messaged here about, this will definitely help with the fraud. Think about the whole point of VET in itself, right? It's supposed to disrupt a $400 billion industry between China and the United States when it comes to fighting the black market, right? So being able to hopefully at some point using a VET app and scanning a barcode to see if this actually came from like the, a real Rolex manufacturing plant, that's technically handmade. You get what I'm saying? Or, if these are real Nikes or real Air Jordans, you get my point, right? But being able to have this messaging layer being part of the mix, I think that's how, for instance, like VET even gets there. Now, of course, there's more in regards to the channels that are here and so on, but I wanted to give you guys this particular outline because it's one thing to have a breakdown and like, oh, it's just a lot faster. And, the banks, the payment rails are going to use it. That's all nice to hear. But what's also nice to see and hear is what they do as far as security. All right. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more news here. And if anything, we're going to show you guys some of the ones that our community shared with us today, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, let's jump into that and share in a way for you to see it. We talked about this whole thing, but I want to give a shout out to Mike Cornwell. He tagged me on this a little bit more in regards to ISO 222. I'll bring that up. And let's see here. I think there's a particular article about it. Yeah, that is the one. My bad. So it says ISO 222 based wholesale CBDC bridge replaces Nostro Vostro accounts, plus correspondent banks with liquidity pools using Ripple's on-demand liquidity. We've been talking about this whole thing for a while. Not yesterday with CryptoSmith for Utility Talk Now, but the week before, Mr. Crypto Bellwether mentioned, a lot of the whole thing with ISO 222, and he felt like we were lied to, and he's trying to draw the Cypherium connection, and we addressed a lot of that. But one thing that was definitely not mentioned in that particular video that you did, or live, I don't know if it was a live, maybe it was just a video, was this whole concept of Nostro Vostro. That was one of the key things. Let's blow this up for a minute. So look what it says on the third particular point of liquidity pool. It says M-CBDC bridge replaces Nostro Vostro accounts and corresponding banks with liquidity pools. The liquidity pool, as we know, is defined as a hub of pre-collateralized currency. Payment made in one currency with wholesale CBDC shall be exchanged here as per the existing FX rate, and thereby the converted currency shall be released to the beneficiary bank. In the example shared, which is on your screen here, payment made in wholesale CBDC dollars shall be converted to its equivalent euro wholesale CBDC via what? A liquidity pool. You can see some of the balances here. And so I could have blown up just a little bit, but I'm taking the next page. And it gives you, again, a little bit more of those particular examples. Here's an example, actually. Maybe I will blow this part up because it does mention XDC. So look at this, guys. Blow it up just a tad bit more. So we scroll down on this. Look at this particular wallet balances for collateral. Account owner. It says Bank A, but I mean, we could just say like Bank of America or something, right? Digital asset, XDC, Zenfin's XDC. You have the wallet address, the particular amount, right? 6,703.29. You go through here, you know, you see the total amount of transactions, but the whole point is Nostro Vostro is that layer that I don't think gets enough attention. And we're going to see, if anything, it get more and more of this here soon. A lot of people are going to start talking more about this. Now, real quick, before we kick it more back into the comments, I want to mention this real quick. All right. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but, you know, we give credit where credit's due. So this guy gave me follow the other day. I think Larry on his show, he pointed this out. He followed Larry. Then I thanked him back. I was like, well, thanks for the compliment. He's a big fan of quant, but he also loves Rio. That's why he followed me on YouTube. So he says the other Rio investors, listen to this, guys, are up 178% in a week. This is why I was okay with using Uniswap and Coinbase Wallet and dealing with huge fees and slippage. In the grand scheme, it doesn't matter if you have 100x gem or 100x plus on your hands. It is insanely early, and it is. I just want to state this, right? So he is right. This went up about 178% in a week. We originally introduced this at roughly 8 to 9 cent mark at the time of doing the video. So we do recognize some of the small market cap gems out there and so on. Maybe some of the things you guys introduced might not get like a video immediately, but I just want to point that out. Shout out to Papa X Mex or Papa Mex X, one or the other, can't remember, for originally introducing Rio. Give you the quick gist real quick if you don't want to watch the video. I mean, it's a deep dive. But you have a lot of big Wall Street players invested into this. And on top of that, I want to state this. There's only 75 million tokens out there. I'm telling you flat out. This went from a market cap in the 500,000s roughly to, I don't know, 1.7 million or something like that. It's been one of the top performers. Okay. Look more into it if you want, not financial advice. All right. Let's kick it back into the comments. I did see a super chat come in. Give me just a second. Read this real quick. He says, you heard Binance Voyager will have Jasmine listing, so that's why they did it. Okay. We'll get into that as well. So I did see super chat come in. It's from Crypto McDizzle. Got you a massive ISO breakdown for the show tag. All right. Thank you for that. I'm just giving you a heads up. No matter what, the 2.5 hour mark, I'm out. I got to be out of here. So it's just not. I got to make sure that my dad gets his medicine. So, but anyway, let's see here. I'll get into that in a little bit. Here in a moment. I just want to read a few more comments. So let's see here. We got Ray says it's good. Milk, banana, avocado is good, huh? Maybe mixed together and be pretty good. I'll have to maybe try that out. It's Pink Taco Tuesday. Oh, geez. Anyone hit the link and read the article? Yeah, that's. Oh, you're talking about the video I shared earlier. Yeah. All right. Magic says KK maybe listing on Binance US isn't rentable anymore. Trading volume. Most people in US buy Jasmine. Let's talk about Jasmine here in a little bit after this ISO news we got for you guys. It's a typo. He means Brian. We got to get Rain in the loop. XDC top their market cap, vet and dot. Yep. Says Mr. J Crypto. Yeah, you like that, huh? All right. All right. Let's read this. McDizzle says, in key of thanks, I accept Escalade V models. Although after the utility run, of course. Okay. Yeah, we can get into some of those specific things in a bit. Let's see. Magic also is not the transaction friendly on their platform. How's XRP doing? It's doing all right. I mean, it's just kind of holding its own. 0.28 average on Rio. Yeah, it's insane, right? And I see you got the quant avatar. So, a lot of people from quant are definitely recognizing it and so on. All right, Magic Power KK. Yes, maybe CZ wants to dump the price with this announcement and start buying more Jasmine. Very good point. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight JC the man's comment. I'm gonna get to where Mr. Cornwell has a particular tag for me, apparently. But yeah, smash that like if you haven't done so already. Let me go back a moment. I'm gonna retweet something for Mr. Le Grand Commission. All right, here we go. Yeah, all right. So yeah, Cornwell's got something for me, and let's share it. All right, so I had something like this yesterday for Ripple and Stellar. But check this out. So man, I mean, you got a lot of stuff here. I mean, you guys are really, really upsetting Crypto Bellwether with all this. I want to state that. You know, he's gonna ask for you guys to all unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding. I gotta quit dogging on him. I think he's a good guy overall. Anyway, I know. I just point out that I know that he doesn't like a lot of these diagrams, but whatever. All right, so, yeah, I'll have to retweet this. It's good stuff. All right. So, I mean, it gives you a real good breakdown, and it even shows which ones are like ISO compliant or going to be. Keep in mind, if you see anyone that has the circle, right, the little circle sticker, and it has like an asterisk, it just means that like they're going to eventually be, like, you know, it's coming up soon and so on. Obviously, we see where Quan is in regards to that. The R3 quarter bridge with XDC is huge. Some other big players. Let's go further into it. A little bit of LCX. We shared this one before. Maybe you weren't here for that one. I did share this one before. That one's good though. Look at this, guys. Partners, right? Oracle. You have some of these other ones, right? Climate Change Coalition. Obviously, AWS is big with Amazon Web Services. NVIDIA, right? Even Alliance Block. My video card is NVIDIA. Look at this Ripple breakdown. All right, so we never shared this particular one. This one's pretty good. But I really went ahead and retweeted all this out. It's good stuff. Really, really good stuff. All right, thanks to Mr. Michael Cornwell for that. All right. Oh, he's got more down there. All right, hold on. I'll retweet all these. Hold on a second. So the one that we shared yesterday on yesterday's show, just briefly, was this one in regards to Ripple and Stellar. So that one's already out there for you guys. I mean, I can't get into all of this, right? But it's pretty interesting. I mean, like, I'll start out with the top left, right? You want to talk about the founding stages. Ryan Fugger, not Futter, creates Ripple in 2004. Then from there, he launches RipplePay.com in 2005. Then he gives a Ripple to Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito, and David Schwartz in 2012. And he just, you know, keeps going on and on. Gives you the Stellar breakdowns, gives you all that good stuff, right? All right. The one before that, right, in regards to, you know, Stellar, I mean, just, it's very educational, guys, if you want to have a broad perspective of about all this. Here at Crypto Talk Now, we're not just, you know, the news. It's, you know, crypto news and education, entertainment, and even in the future, AI. We already did a little bit in regards to that. I released that Chat GPT video a while back. So I don't know. We might have to get that banner that we have updated to also include AI. I'll blow this one up as well. This one's really cool. Let's take a moment to just recognize what's going on with this. So, you know, it shows Ripple and then CBDC, central bank digital currency. Look what it says below that. So it says banks control supply, redemptions, and participants who can hold and use CBDCs. Ripple CBDC platform. You have the XRP ledger, trusted technology, you know, and so on. But look what happens with the onboarding process, right? So it goes from Ripple CBDC platform to the onboarding process of standard APIs enable integration of CBDC platform into existing systems. It goes to from there to minting all this, right? You know, it says banks use the platform's cryptographic multi-sign controls to mint those particular CBDCs. Then the distribution phase, right? Issuers can send CBDCs to authorized accounts. Only valid participants can hold those specific ones and also receive the actual CBDCs. How about the transactions, right? So transactions settle in 2-3 seconds through what? Basically through Ripple's technology that they have. So, interoperability enables cross-asset and cross-border transactions when connected to another CBDC. It goes to the redemption point. Participants can return funds on the CBDC to the issuer in exchange for fiat. It's not like that fiat's going to go completely away. Even with the collapse, it's not really going to go away. It'll still have some kind of value. It says destroy CBDC platform supports secure destructions of currency. Bank has full control of the supply. Shows you more about the Ripple CBDC platform, stability, secure and resilient, access and inclusion, interoperability and overlay services, sustainability. But look at this map from everywhere it goes. You have the banks of the United States and it jumps over to the central banks of Europe. Talk about cross-border, overseas payments, other continents, for crying out loud. Each country's CBDC is hosted on a private XRPL, and it has access for participants that is granted by the administrator and is fully secured. How about the APIs, just real quick? Through APIs and multiple SDKs, which is software development kits, if you don't know what that stands for, integration into existing system is suitable for traditional and non-traditional participants. You even heard at the beginning of the show, Gilbert Verdian addressed that. If you missed that, it's okay. You can always watch that later. Might even have a recorded one in regards to that. But on the last one, Ripple designed CBDCs to provide means to bridge currencies with XRP, allows efficient cross-asset and cross-border transactions, which is basically cross-issuance. So pretty cool stuff. Shout out to Mike Cornwell for sharing all that. Let's jump back in the comments for a brief bit. And let's see where we're at. All right. So, literally shared all those. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it. Should I make another iPad review you again? Don't know what you mean with that. Coochie Boy said 2-bit busy with Luna Classic, Brian. Huh. All right. Let's see here. Brian Schroeder is the head of Binance. Or is it Schroeder? Maybe it's Schroeder. I don't know. Schroeder. Larry likes the Liechtenstein. Oh my gosh. JC, you should cover DGen NFTs. Tim Shea says, did the aliens design those charts in their own symbols? I think Crypto Bellwether would agree with you. KK, yes, right. But CZ is the big boss on Binance. Yeah. All right. One good bad thing is Jasmine is tied at the hip with Bitcoin. And McDizzle says, Max, I was discussing Jasmine and Bitcoin tracking each other just yesterday. Have the charts as well. Yeah. Well, if you want to share that, that'd be fine. And we could chop that up and make something good out of it. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I want to get into the Jasmine news in regards to some of this. So give me just a second to pull it up. I definitely have something for you guys in regards to that. So let's go ahead and share this. Shout out to Manila Will. And, one reason I definitely want to give him another shout out is this. So he has great Jasmine coverage. The other day in the video and as well on Utility Talk Now, I shared his particular footage that he had in regards to those drones. They had that the drone show for Jasmine and BitPoint. Really cool stuff, right? So if you haven't seen that, you want to take a look at it because it shows that particular show and it lights up the sky in a particular city in Japan. Cool stuff, right? Now, there's been some FUD, right, in regards to Jasmine. Some people were like, oh no, Binance US delisted Jasmine. Should I just, I'm scared, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Should I just, get out of Jasmine? My answer would be no, but you got to do what you got to do. If anything, I might load up more on Jasmine, especially with the recent pullback. So he states, here is volume comparison that shows what is actually at stake to keep Jasmine on Binance US, with US regulators waiting for the slightest misstep from Binance. Risk versus reward is extremely high. So I say, let them take it and let's move forward. In my opinion, I think that's exactly what's going on here. All right. So, You know, you have some of these guys. What's his name? Hara from Jasmine. Yeah, some of the other guys are part of the team. I think they're recognizing this as, look, we pull this off. It's a short-term loss. Nobody wants to get delisted from Binance, right? Whether it's Binance US or, you know, traditional Binance. Everybody wants to get listed on Binance. My God, DGen plays, you name it, right? But this might be a perfect case of take the smaller loss to avoid bigger and, you know, worse losses, if you will, right? You have to, you know, as the saying goes, lose a battle to win the war. So again, let's reiterate this. Risk versus reward is extremely high. So again, take it, move forward. Now, if you look at what is printed here, and this is the biggest I can make it at the moment. Look what it says for Binance, right? So Jasmine / USDT, $14.4 million volume, right? But even on KuCoin, you have 1.63 million volume. Bybit, 241,000. Coinbase, you have, you know, 5.48 million. Binance US, 111,000. See, so, you know, Gate.io, right? I'm not a big fan of them. 2.9 million, right? But the thing, what's the key thing here, right? On the surface, a person comes in and they say, oh, Binance. Oh, God. That's like, you know, the worst thing since Pearl Harbor or something, right? It's not. It's not. The thing is, it's Binance US. Now, this could be the worst thing ever if it was traditional Binance. That is not the case, right? So to me, if it was Binance US specifically, come on, guys. I mean, are we overthinking it? No, we're not. We're not overthinking it at all. It's delisting from Binance US. Now, I would say this would be bigger news than it is if it was also traditional Binance. Get where I'm going with this? Hopefully you do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back into the comments. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to also forgot. So there's replies in this. Usually I don't read the replies, but this is good stuff. So I apologize. Look what it says. Jasmine US. This is, you know, one of the main sources, if you will, right? So it says Hara could even, like I was mentioning earlier, Hara could even be initiating this if he thinks Jasmine is at risk of being classified as security. A little bit more like literally what I've just mentioned, right? Under current U.S. regulation. Again, it's as I would say, it's kind of like a power play. You got to keep some form of the power, right? So I'd rather him be proactive and safe to protect investors. Yeah. So for all the fudders that are going to say they don't care about us, it's a big scam. If that's the case, they wouldn't even give a crap. They would just let this thing keep dumping in value, right? So it says we'll hopefully get an update from him or the team, and I think we will. Manila will 100% agree with this. I'm with Manila Will on this. 100%, 110% agree with this. Of course, you know, there's other people responding, and, you know, this guy, Jasmine King, says Binance.us compared to Binance kind of blows, so it's not really lost. Yeah, exactly. We just basically mentioned that. However, his concern is how it looks to investors, as I don't want them getting the wrong idea, and then Jasmine having the exodus of people bailing out. All right, so let's squash this for a moment, right? Do we panic when XRP was no longer listed on Coinbase, right? Do we panic when XLM got a delisting from Coinbase? You get where I'm going with some of this? So it's like, you know, my thing is, I'm not going to, you know, just panic and just sell all this stuff. No, if anything, I'm that much more bullish on this, right? So how about this? A little bit more, and we'll kick it back in the comments, I swear. But look at this. Noah Will says, I thought the same, but we have to look at this globally. True. Living in the US, it sounds like a big deal, but think about the Asian markets. They could care less about Binance US, and that's absolutely 110% true. They could give a crap. Just like the rest of the world, if you know, if Ripple loses the SEC case, which would suck, don't get me wrong, is the rest of the world going to panic and not use this particular technology? No, they're still going to do it. We're still going to have ISO 222 mandate rolling out. We're still going to be using some of the blockchain technologies and the distributed ledger technologies of all these different types of companies that, you know, what they bring to the table. It sucks that we had this thing with the SEC. But that's our problem here in the United States. That's not the Asian market's problem, right? Right. Again, this guy asks, how do you feel about Binance delisting Jasmine? In reality, it's Binance US. And again, one last reiteration. So Benillo says he had a negative reaction at first, but taking a second look, this is more of a Binance problem than a Jasmine one. I can only speculate, but I feel this is preemptive measure regarding possible U.S. regulation with Binance, eyes on Kraken, and Coinbase to verify this. Very, very true. And we'll leave it at that. It is what it is. I mean, if it happens with the big players, Ripple's XRP and so on, Stellar Lumens, right? This is not like anything all that real shocking, in my opinion. So I think they're going to be more than fine in the long run, but they are setting themselves up to avoid a more disastrous problem with the freaking SEC doing their thing. All right, let's kick it back. Thanks for being here tonight. And smash that like if you haven't done so already. Tim Shea says he's not dissing them. Some look, look a little busy is all. I know they contain green info. Okay. Plan for Zen. Hi, bro. Does Nexera 1000x in 2025? It's possible. I think it's very well possible. I don't know about 1000x, but I think personally, an easy 100x. Some people might say, well, Max, why couldn't it be 1000? I don't know. My thing is this, all right? So everything that happened was kind of like bad news. This is not me fudding it. I'm just trying to be a little bit real. I just don't know if it's 2025. I think we can get to 1000x. I just don't know if it's necessarily going to be 2025. Now, if they start fast tracking more of their development, more of their partnerships, everything that they had in line, and still just knock it out of the park and just keep at it, then very well could be the case. But that what happened, from going to, what is it, the bonk DAO thing, was a little bit damaging. So, I mean, I just don't think necessarily like 2025 might be the year, but again, I could be completely wrong. Eventually 1000x. Yes. I don't know if it's 2025, but I could be completely wrong on that. And if I am, then good. I'll be more than glad to be wrong on that because I still hold that. I did get my airdrops on KuCoin, and I was wanting to get more into Nexera, but I saw other opportunities at the time to load up, and I did. All right. Crypto McDizzle says he got airdropped his 25,000 Nexera. Cool. I did have something originally from my phone, I think that you sent me. I meant to forward it on over to give you guys an update. I'll just do a recorded video in regards to that, but unless you want to tag me on Twitter or something like that, but he has a response, I believe, from Uphold in regards to that. All right. Yeah, so Tim Shea agrees with me. That's cool. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Crypto Medizzle says 100x is a standard bull run, but a utility run. Yeah, very good point. Very, very good point. All right. Yeah, that was Uphold. So that's very, very cool. You're hearing it right from the horse's mouth. So we don't necessarily need to share a screenshot, but I mean, if you guys want, we could do that. Medizzle says still not at the value pre-hack, was setting at 2,700 and now it's like 1,700 today, but it's going up nice. Max, look at Relio's gains. Yeah, I mean, Relio's gains is crazy. I mean, I could bring that up for a brief moment. We did cover this, guys, in a recorded video. Not even like a whole, I don't know, week and a half ago, something like that. I'll bring up Rio for you guys. Look into it. I'm telling you flat out, this is not financial advice, but I feel as though this is a small cap. Well, it used to be micro cap, but now it's now a small cap gem. All right, we originally introduced this less than 2 weeks ago at the 8 to 9 cent mark. Again, shout out to Papa X Mex. And boom, I mean, 26 cents roughly. Look at this, guys. Have you not seen this? Circulating supply 6.568 million. Look at the max of total supply. There's only 75 million of these. So, like in a real true utility run, I mean, oh my God, and watch out when the FOMO happens. So this is I'm still not into this. I took advantage of some other plays that Filecoin and so on. But this is one of three that I'm looking to get into, and then after that, it's just stacking. I have to stack more. I need to. I'm sure there'll be other things that pop up, but when I say I got an extremely short list, I'm not kidding. It's Rio, LCX. I know Max is still on LCX. Yeah, I'm not. Mainly because of the problems of trying to buy it. I just need a sense of USDT from a different exchange or something. But anyway, Rio, LCX, and believe it or not, there's a third one, and it's Elk. We'll get into that in a bit too. But anyway, as far as the gains, look at this from the last, we do like a week ago, kind of like down here. Look at this, 9 cents, boom. Look at this. Look at that. That's just like, look at how beautiful that is. Look for the last month. You know, I mean, it's awesome. And then if you're wondering about the deep dive video, I even show you actual footage. These guys are literally ringing the bell, the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. I mean, the connections these guys have. Just check out the deep dive. It's a long deep dive, but if you want to learn more about it, that's why we do these things. You know, and of course that video went from like only having like 50 views. It's got like close to 1,000 now. Think about it. All right. Glad to share that with you. Let's go further down. KK says the only thing I know, buy, and buy more. Good point. J-Rod, welcome. The SEC is a real problem. Do you think the CBDC will kill crypto? No, I don't think it's going to kill crypto. It seems all of this bank runs are prepping a CBDC takeover. It's a good question. It's a legit question. McDizzle says, attention, crypto.com. Oh, really? Really? That's big news. Is it going to be reflective on CMC yet? Well, we'll see. Maybe not yet. Maybe they haven't updated yet. Let's take a look. That's massive. I can always, of course, just pull up an article, but let's see if it's even listed here yet. Did they get listed on crypto.com? Okay, so it's not updated on there. Let's see if we can pull up news in regards to that specifically. Crypto.com bone listing. Did that get news? I don't see any news outlets posting this. Check crypto Twitter because you know how mainstream news can be. Let's check crypto Twitter, see if we get any validation. Bone. Aha! It is true. So, guys, this is a perfect example that you have to go with what? You can't go with mainstream news. You got to go with community-driven or crypto Twitter. Here's straight from crypto Twitter, from crypto.com institutional. So this is from the horse's mouth. Crypto.com exchange lists bone. Shiba swap bone. It says trade the bone / it's even got a pairing with USDT. No kidding. I imagine they're not going to really want to jump on USDC right now. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool stuff, man. That's big. That's big. Okay, so why is that big? You may think, well, why, Max, why is that so big? I'll tell you this much, right? So you guys know, basically speaking, that I am a big Shiba Inu holder. If it wasn't for SHIB, I wouldn't even be on camera with you guys. I don't even know where this community, I mean, you guys probably wouldn't elsewhere. There might have been another guy to go to. I don't know, whatever the case be. But if it wasn't for SHIB, I definitely wouldn't even be, I don't think I ever would look more into altcoins. I'm just throwing that out there. It's part of my own particular crypto journey. Now, the big moment for Shiba Inu was when they got that Coinbase listing. All right. So I know this is not crypto.com, crypto.com is different, but that was a big thing. I think this could also be a big thing for Bone with all the momentum that we've gotten recently for the likes of the entire market, right? Going up. Like I feel as though that we're at the start of the bull run. And I've been saying that for a while, when most people said, nope, we're not. It's still a, crypto winner. It's okay. But my point is, when I first got into SHIB, I wanted to come in, but I was a real like a newbie off the street, if you will, right? So I'm like really intimidated with the likes of Uniswap. And from a person that came from Robinhood, right, with Dogecoin, that was super intimidating. I'm like, what the heck is this Uniswap thing? Like, it's just like, then you had the fear of like, I don't know, man, but then I forced myself. I was like, look, you need to learn this stuff, because if you don't, what if they never get a listing on some of these other ones and that price goes up? So I was like, crap. So I went from that to, at the same time, trying to learn about the thing like Uniswap and so on. Then I saw that Shiba Inu got listed, of course, on crypto.com. And thank God I went with crypto.com instead of Voyager. And the reason why I didn't go with Voyager is because Voyager had I believe it was a 2-month waiting list to start using their platform, right? And if anything, what happened at that time is that we also saw Chronos blast off, right? Again, supply and demand, right? So it created a tremendous amount of demand for people to go over to crypto.com, and people did. They start buying SHIB, they start buying Crow, all sorts of stuff. Now, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this: that was the start of everything getting really, really bullish for Shiba Inu and so on. So I already saw the first all-time highs, based in significant all-time highs, right, in May of 2021, May of 2021. And then after that, we got all the momentum, and people were like, all right, it would be really cool. We got SHIB on basically Robinhood. That never happened until way, way later, right? Sometime last year, like after we lost a lot of momentum. Like, Robinhood really dropped the ball on that. They should have took advantage of that. Like, they should have listed Shiba Inu during that time of the bull run, but they didn't. Anyway, so we then have about 6 straight months of consolidation. So, and then finally we get Coinbase listing for Shiba Inu. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is the start, I think, for Bone. We need another like big thing to happen. I don't know if it's Coinbase or whatever, but something big should happen. And I like where this is going, is what I'm saying. So, I mean, I know it's like a little brief history lesson, but it's big, guys. It's absolutely big. I do need to wolf my rewards of Bone. I got to figure out a way to do that. I actually watched some tutorials and it just didn't work, but I'll figure out a way. All right, so let's go further down. Great news, though. Thank you for that, Mike. Let me see here. Well, Tim Shea, you said it was a few weeks ago, but here's the thing. So there's, we shared this, right? I'm just basing on the timestamp. See, the 14th, March 14th. So that'd be today, but I don't know if you're referring to something else, and it's okay. All right, so let's go further down. Hold on, any more meetup in Florida? Haven't heard anything on it in a while. Dizzle says, I'm up 174% since Max spoke on Relio. Well, thank you. I do try. All right. So, and sometimes I do things that are not too popular, like obviously trying to talk about a bull run. I've been talking about Singularity Net since 4 cents way back to last summer. So yeah, I didn't get into it, but I mean, for ones that did, you recognize it. Rio. I mean, there's some other ones. How about Uniswap? Tim Shea brings that up once in a while. Only 6 million circulation. You guys need to get in, I know I'm literally going to get into it very, very soon. I promise I am. Even if I had to pay a little bit over, more than 9 cents, I'm going to get into it. Is that one Uniswap or PancakeSwap's Uniswap? Yeah, Rio is Uniswap. All right, so Moonbird says, how much quant are folks stacking? I think the minimum, especially if you look at long-term, most people look at quant long-term. Welcome, Moonbird, by the way. So when it comes to quant, a minimum of 10. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So a minimum of 10. All right, and then, of course, my personal goal is 20, but, we all have different goals. Who is it? Me, myself, and I think he said, man, it has like 200. Who was it him? Somebody said, yeah, 200 of them. I was like, oh my God. Wow. All right, McDizzle, grab 15 quant, not enough. Bleh. Yeah. I'm not telling you what to do, but me personally, I'm shooting for 20. But it's going to take me some time. Yeah. So, because a lot of times, like what happened is I'm like, all right, I just buy like maybe, 3 quant and I'll be at my goal. And then, not my goal at 20, but just like at my goal. And then some people, or not some people, just a lot of you guys, right? It'd be like, oh, there's all these sales, all these ones. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, I need to make an entry point in some of these other ones. Then what happened for me personally, as I saw Filecoin all the way down to 478 or whatever at the time. So I bought a bag. Then stupid KuCoin was like, well, you can only do like 5,000 at a time. So I was like, whatever. So I did that, and then the price went up to like 483, but it's okay. So I got 2 bags at average price of 483, and you know that's treating me pretty well. But at the same time of doing that, I was just like, probably should have threw like at least under $500 into quant and had a nice even number. But it's all right. I'm still gonna hit my goals for quant. I'm not sweating it. All right. Boomer says it's been there a couple weeks. Coochie Boy says it ran up over $2 on the listing. Huh. All right. Max, we've been consolidating within these lows for over a year now. You've seen BTC probably 3 times since, 25, 3 times since the super cycle. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So, I mean, I get what you're talking about in regards to that, but I brought up a lot of information the other day. It's so much more to it than just, seeing what's happening with crypto in general. It's also, like what we brought up in regards to CPI. We brought up the inflation data, all those things. I mean, we can't be, dismissive. We brought that up on yesterday's show, a lot of it. So my thing is, I'm rocking with that. I feel as though that we are at the start of the bull market. And if that's where we agree to disagree, that's okay. I mean, a lot of you guys don't agree with everything I say, and I don't agree with everything everybody else says either. So it is more than fine. All right. Welcome, Cool Cat Crypto. He says, Majibex, is it pumping Cool Cat? All right. That's cool. Right on. All right, Legrand is here. He said, big Polygon news today, too. I did report on the whole thing with ZK EVM. I feel as though that could cause Polygon to go parabolic. So we'll have to check out some of the big news in regards to that. Let's see if that got posted. And welcome, Legrand Commission. Oui. All right, so Polygon, Matic. Let's see here. Got anything brand new? I don't see anything brand new. But you can always tag me if you want. All right. Let's go further down. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had the opportunity to take it out at 3,000 up. I'm not sweating it. I'm not in too big of a rush yet, but if I hit some other particular, I got to double check the new support lines for it. There's a couple guys I follow for TA. And if I see there's like, oh God, yeah, it does have new support, then I may just hold just a little bit longer. So I'm really debating on holding it to either 8 or possibly 9, depending on that technical analysis. And if there's enough support from at least 3 consistent guys that I follow, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to myself, all right, stick your guns and maybe do that, because I mean, it's a big difference. I mean, if I hold to 9, I mean, God, that's like, I think about $6,000 in profit compared to where I'm at right now. But yeah, earlier today I could have pulled out and got about $3,000, but it's all right. I'm not sweating it. Either way, though, earlier it was basically $3,000 in 3 days. I mean, who wouldn't do that? All right. So let's see here. Justin Daniel saw the Twitter post earlier. Oh, well, thanks, man. In regards to about the show. Well, I'm glad to see people do see that. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. I do see we have over 50 people here. We will kick it back into the news. Let's read this. Filecoin is a long-term hold. It will compete with ETH in the long term with the blockchain. I want to state this, Kuch, but you are right. It's for me personally, it's both. I look at Filecoin as being an absolute fantastic long-term hold. I also look at it from the perspective I've been following this very closely since last summer. It's been a consistent short-term hold for swing trading, not like daily swing trading, but like literally weekly, bi-weekly, even monthly, through, oh my God. I mean, it's just, I'm giving it the label of the Coca-Cola crypto, the best low risk, highest average return on investment. Not financial advice. This is what I'm personally doing. I am personally doing it. But yes, I agree. Short-term, long-term, Filecoin is where it's at. And I understand, some people are saying Armweave is a better play. I have to, just take their word on that. I haven't done more of a deep dive on it. It's on my list, and I eventually will do it. And I'm sure there probably is better ones out there and so on, but it's the one that currently stood out for me at those price levels, and I took advantage of it. All right. Thank you, Tim Shea. Appreciate that. GS says, respect to Max Larry for not following the Home Alone face thumbnails trend and keeping it professional. I'm guilty. I am guilty. I did that maybe a couple times. Larry told me, he's just like, I'm never doing that. And then I was like, I just want to see what happens. I did it once or twice, and I didn't get no significant one or anything like that. But, at the same time, I was still a fairly new content creator as far as crypto, not for, as far as game. I'm a content creator all the way back to 2020, technically speaking. So, because of gaming, but I never showed my face on camera until April. So, part of the content creator journey. Yes. But thank you, GS. Appreciate it. I am guilty of other things too. Like some people have pointed out, he's not here. I think his name is something in Flow. He pointed out, like he said in a comment, he was like, I don't like you doing like, 1.3 trillion market cap for quant. He doesn't like the other one I did where $100,000 a coin for quant. And I basically told him, I was like, look, in the world of cancel culture, where content creators are always at threat of freedom of thought, I was like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to hold my tongue about how I personally feel about things. I have the right to share my thoughts as well. And that's what I hate about cancel culture. It's just like, well, I always got to bite my tongue about why I say this and what, to hell with all that. I'm a person too. And if I want to speak freely on certain things, I will. I understand I'm not going to be a complete, part of my expression, a dumbass about things. And basically, just run with the mouth about stupid stuff that'd be damaging the channel. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I mean, use common sense. But yeah, I felt as though, yes, quant, eventually get up to those. I stated that my own personal opinion. Yes, I do feel like by 2030, it could be like one of the ones that becomes $1 million coin. People say that you shouldn't do that. So what? That's just how I personally felt and went with it. And the response since then was crickets. Anyway. River 20 quant sounds good to me. And let's see, Coochie Boy still holding my file I bought 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, how about this, Coochie Boy? So, I mean, yeah, I bought it at rock bottom, right? It's not a competition between you and me or anything like that. But, I mean, part of my crypto journey, how about this? We're just talking about Polygon. With Polygon, I overpaid for it, right? And I bought that roughly, I don't know, what was it? Maybe close to 2 years ago or something like that too. So I have the same situation. Does that mean I'm not going to get back into Polygon? No, I've been looking at that very closely too. So the main three I was looking for short-term plays to do what I would call a power swap was obviously Filecoin, Polygon, and the third one was Stratos, believe it or not. Stratos didn't hit the goal that I wanted of 42 cents, so I didn't do that. Filecoin did. Boy, I swept in and picked that up. So Blackwood says, F Nexera, $3.08 of ALBT hack shift sitting in my wallet, and I have to back in. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I hear you on that. Coochie Boy says, I hope you're right, but I don't see it yet. Blackwood, we were trading during the hack, and that's a good question. That is a very good question. Legrand says, I sent a direct message with info. All right, I'll take a look at that real quick. Hold on a second. Because earlier, Legrand, Mike Cornwell shared something, and it was only shared on Crypto Twitter in regards to Crypto.com's listing of Mabone. All right, this comes from Legrand Commission. Oui, merci beaucoup. Even though he's not French, that's just the way it is. So let me highlight that. Let's jump into that for a brief bit. Share screen. All right. Here it is. Here is the Polygon news you're looking for. Lionel Richie. All right. Use your own digital identity with Polygon domains. Polygon Labs is teaming up with Unstoppable to launch Polygon, a new Web3 domain, giving users portable identity across 750 plus dApps. And if anything, look what it says right here. and that is pretty big. And on top of that, they got more. It says the new domain will make it easier for users to do the following: signal support for the Polygon ecosystem, log into Web3 apps, send crypto and NFTs, more decentralized websites, so on. Reserve your Polygon domain name with 25% off with the first 48 hours from unstoppableweb.co. In regards to the Web3 domains, this will give their community a digital identity that they can fully own, so they can log into decentralized apps without giving away their personal information and transact crypto without lengthy wallet addresses. Very, very cool. There's a source from the vice president, head of growth from Polygon Labs. And some people think that's massive news. I would agree that's pretty massive. Very, very cool. I think this. Here's the thing with Polygon. They keep it's consistency. You know, I report about that thing with ZK EVM. That's big in itself because that's utility being constantly utilized, right? Combine that with this. I mean, my thing is on my power swap, I'm looking to get that probably sold soon and then power swap into more ISOs. And if anything, I don't know, I'm also getting my tax return too. So I don't know. I might just have to. I'm not gonna call it aping in because in reality, if you ape into anything, by definition, it just means that like you don't own the particular asset yet, and maybe you haven't done more of your own research. Of course, I've done more of my own research when it comes to Polygon, but I will get a second bag of this. It might just go all out. But obviously, Polygon short term and long term is a good play. So, not financial advice. Thank you, Legrand Commission, for the news drop on Polygon. Guys, I'm telling you flat out, crypto Twitter is where it's at. All right, let's jump back to comments just for a brief moment. I do want to talk more about some of the other news we have because if I don't, we will never get into it. But how about this? Holy hell, come on, March 20th. Boomer needs to go buy a few buildings from McDizzle. Very cool. Call my assistant. I'll be on the yacht. LOL. Filecoin is solid. Don't have any though. Yeah, it is. I'm very, very pleased with it. I think eventually I would like to buy some more and just hold it for long term for like a moon bag. But it's really been helping me out because, you know, I already got so much reinvested into crypto. I mean, again, my last tally is 69K. And so obviously I'm going to have a pullback with this power swap, but I'm not the type of person where I really want to do the whole thing. Like some people say, well, you know, if you really believe in ISOs, why don't you go mortgage your house? Okay. Why don't you go mortgage your house too while we were talking about it? Yeah, no, it's just a lot easier for me to go do that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to create disaster scenarios for like the what if, like something bad happened where I don't know, I couldn't work anymore. I don't like the idea of having something, you know, like a monkey on my back, if you will. I just don't like that. I mean, you know, it'd be different if I own like 2 or 3 homes, then yeah, maybe I would do something like that. But that's not the case. But we all have our reasons. I mean, CZ claimed that he did that, back in 2012 or something like that. Anyway, teach his own. All right. Yeah, it is bullish news. All right. So here we go. I'm going to highlight that real quick. And give me a second. I got to reset this darn thing real quick. All right. So we got 60 wonderful, beautiful people here. Thanks for being here at Crypto Talk Now. We're going to jump more back into the news coverage that we have for you. So we covered quite a bit in regards to ISO 222, the news, why it's important, why you should pay attention to it, and so on. And if anything, I want to show you guys this real quick. Here's a brief intro, and I was debating on doing it today, but shout out to Crypto Mike. This one is for you, my friend. All right, so here we go. And it's regards to Elk Finance. Here's a brief intro to Elk Finance. I'll be taking more of my own deeper dive into it, but this is basically an intro. So, you know, like myself, back in the days, long before I joined up with Crypto Talk Now and before it was Maximus Crypto, I would stay up especially on the weekends. And I would research everything and just read and read and read and read. Because once you get bit by the crypto bug, especially in a bull run, and you see your investments go from 10K to 120K, oh God, you want to learn about anything and everything. So look at this. It says Elk Finance. If you do not know, you better know quickly. Or as Biggie Smalls would say, if you don't know, now you know. So 20 chain integrations and 7 ecosystems, and it's early. And oh, by the way, yeah, this is like a very small or micro cap. Yeah, no kidding. So when Mike was telling me about this earlier, I said, wow, really? Like it's all, you know, fully interoperable and all that? And he was just like, yeah, it's like a, you know, I'm thinking like quant basically. So it's like a micro cap version of that. No, it's not, you know, blockchain agnostic. It's not an operating system, but I mean, we got to make those particular comparisons. So I want to show you guys a little bit more in regards to this. So again, 20 chains and so on. So here is, if you're wondering, it says how to swap any token to any network. That's one of the key things about this. I think I shared it in a way, of course, so you could hear it. My bad on that. So yeah, Mike was telling me about this. I'm like, wow, man, like really, you know, swap to any token to any network. Think about how many different projects would just love to be able to do that with just like their native token, or, you know, they're talking about, well, in the future, we'll be able to do something like this, or we're ERC20 token, but we're going to have a, you know, a BSC, you know, BSC bridge soon. Okay, cool. Most of those are like degens, right? But this sucker has 20 already. Listen to this. We're going to play this. And I won't play the whole thing, like right from, I'll play like 5 minutes and we'll kick back in the comments and we'll jump back into it. Listen to this. This is big.
Say you had some Ethereum, but you wanted to swap that Ethereum over to Kronos. Maybe you have some AVAX and you want to bring that AVAX over to the Phantom network. Well, traditionally, you cannot do that with a typical swap. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how you can send Ethereum over to the Kronos network or Kronos over to the AVAX network, any token on any blockchain. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this one. Watch this video all the way through. A lot of important information. Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Central. I hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching this video. Hey guys, and before we get started, please leave me a like down below for the YouTube algorithm, and a sub would be very much appreciated. Helps the channel grow. Now let's get right into it. This is a question that I've been asked probably the most out of any question, and it's how can I bring over Ethereum tokens to the Kronos network or X tokens to Y network? So basically how this is done is through a new-ish sort of process called bridging. And what bridging essentially is literally just that. So you're taking one token and you are bridging it to another token's network. So you're taking one token on one network and you are bridging that token over to another network. Now, a lot of people don't know about this, but it's a very, very useful tool and can save you a lot of money opposed to sending your tokens to a centralized exchange, converting that to USDT, and then purchasing another token, which is probably the way that most people do it. Now, the way that you're going to be able to bridge these tokens, there's a couple platforms you can do. I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 in this video because they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses, but they're both very awesome if you need this use case. Now, the first one is going to be a protocol called multi-chain. Multi-chain is pretty awesome because you can actually transfer AVAX tokens or Binance tokens over to the Ethereum network. The other protocol is going to be Elk Finance. Now, although you can't swap any token over to the Ethereum blockchain on Elk Finance is actually extremely fast compared to multi-chain. So if you're worried about speed, Elk might be it for you. But let's go ahead and check multi-chain out and go through the process of sending tokens over to another network. All right, so we're here on the multi-chain website. It's going to be app.multichain.org/#/router. Again, everything that I say in these videos that have a website, I'm going to put down in the description. I do not want y'all to get scammed from these false websites. You do not want to lose your money. Please be careful. So this is multi-chain. So as you can see, it may look a little bit complicated. You may not really know what's going on. And that's where Maybe Elk Finance might also be a little bit easier, but they all are a little bit complicated in a way, but it's really easy once you know how to do it. So I'm going to show you right now. All right, so right now, what the first thing you're going to do is you're going to connect the network that you want to swap. So if I have Avalanche tokens, I'm going to make sure that I connect to the Avalanche mainnet. Now you have all of these different mainnets. There's a ton of them. Make sure this is the first step you want to do in order to convert whatever tokens to whatever other network. So in this case, I'm going to show you with Avalanche. Okay, so once you chose your Avalanche network, this is very important. You need to do this. Otherwise, you won't have all the different networks you can swap to. Now, by default, your Avalanche is going to be set to bridge. So if you go over here, you're not going to see a lot of options. Or maybe you might have it set to, I don't know, USDTE, Avalanche's version of USDT. Well, if you go down here, you'll see some more, but you won't see all of them. What you're going to have to do is you're going to make sure that you pick the router version of the AVAX token. Now, what that's going to allow the bridge to do is route this token to any network. So as you can see, come down here, now we got Ethereum, we got Kronos, Telos, BNB, Phantom. Now, it's not every single network, but it is a lot of them. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and convert some of my AVAX over to the Phantom network. So so as you can see, we're going to lose 0.1% in fees, but that's not too bad compared to sending over to a centralized exchange, doing all the swaps there and sending it back. So you're going to click swap. You're going to confirm that this is what you want to do. You're going to confirm it. Your MetaMask is going to ask to confirm. You're going to confirm it right there. And now it's going to go through the process of sending your Avalanche over to your Phantom. Again, this could take a while. Multi-chain takes a little bit longer than Elk does, but I'll come back whenever this is done and show you what it looks like. All right, so that took about 4 or 5 minutes or so, but now you can see Avalanche status is successful. Phantom status is successful. So now what you just did was you converted AVAX Avalanche tokens over to the Phantom.
So we're going to get a little bit more into this and so on. Don't worry. You may be wondering, well, why you mention the whole thing with, multi-chain and so on? Because again, keep, reminding yourself what he kept mentioning in regards to Elk Finance. Elk Finance is a little bit more faster. So, we have this brief intro. I don't know. Some people call it like a small deep dive, which sounds like an oxymoron if you think about it. Right? We'll be jumping into the shallow end or whatever. But we'll get more into this. I promise you. I want to get into a few more comments. Thank you for joining us tonight. We still have a particular outline of news and so on. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. The Dizzle said, did you see that they sent crap tons of money to BLM as well? Yes, I did. Now we're bailing them out with tax dollars, forcing everyone to literally fund a... Yeah, the reason why I didn't share that earlier is because, it's kind of, again, like a very divisive type thing. But I was fully aware of that. Coochie Boy says Filecoin should do 100x easily. Very true. JC the Man, check to see CTN members. Thank you for that. Let's see here. You'll do well with Matic in the long run. Yeah, absolutely. I will read this. Quant. Hold on. Matthew says, does Quant plan on getting off of Ethereum? I don't see it getting off there anytime soon. We of course talked about this before. If that's a make it or break it thing for you, I wouldn't sweat it too much, especially with it converting over to a QRC20 token. We did a whole video about that and so on. I also understand, who is it? Ted of Look Capital, he pointed out a while back, it's like, some people were saying it is basically Quant just a glorified, what do you say? Is it just a glorified layer 2 ERC20 token or something? I was like, oh my God. It's one of those things, right? You can either agree to disagree with a lot of things and so on. And I'm not going to turn this into a whole Quant thing, but no, some people, of course, are hoping that, it would go to XDC and so on. But I just don't see any of that happening anytime soon. Does that mean I'm going to stop loading up on Quant? Absolutely not. I'm definitely going to continue to buy more into Quant because I see the bigger picture in regards to Quant. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go further down. Here's a question. Anyone see Elon announce the SpaceX token? No, I didn't. That sounds bullish in itself. currently adding funds to my Coinbase wallet so I can get in. Thoughts. My thoughts are, without even on the surface, if that's true, which, I mean, why are you mentioning if it's not? That's huge. So I'm going to actually, I have a grocery list of ones. I am definitely adding that. That might go to the top of the queue, possibly. No guarantees. Gotta load up my storage drive. Let me see where we're at. Let's see where we're at on that. Crypto research notes. So SpaceX token. I'll write that down. Very interesting stuff. All right. I want to welcome Joyce. I saw you in the comments, Joyce. Good to have you here. Welcome back. All right. Boomer says, okay, help a Boomer out in regards to Filecoin. The max supply is blank. Does that mean they can add and will be minting more? I don't have an answer in regards to that right now. I could pull that up actually. Hold on. I don't know if I'll be able to get into all the news tonight. I'll tell you that much. But that's okay. It's just no matter what, at the 2.5 hour mark, I have to leave. So I hope nobody's taking it personal. That's just wait. Hey, hit my goals, guys. I said I get out at 7, but again, I'm going to double check because I mean earlier this was higher than that, right? It was like 740 or something like that. So this basically means I'll be like, I think about maybe, I don't know, a little over $3,000 in profits. Anyway, I don't have it on a share, do I? No, I don't. Let me fix that. So here we go. Filecoin. So I came in at, at 783 average. Put 7K into this. I'm up about 3K. So basically 3K in 3 days. Please, guys, do not FOMO into Filecoin just because you hear me state this. You got to understand. And I'll do a proper video about this, about power swapping. Right? This is something that a lot of content creators actually, I don't know if they cover it, but it's a real thing. It helps you acquire more of the assets that you want to go after long term. Filecoin is great. Don't get me wrong. In a real bull run at all-time highs, with what I hold, this would be $250,000 worth right now. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that the reason why I did the power swap is because I put in 7K, and like even right now, I'd be walking away with a little over 3K. Now, if I sold right now, I'd be power swapping into what? Like XRP, XLM, especially XDC. Are you kidding me? It just slightly went up to 3 cents. Some of the other ones, HBAR, maybe more in Xera, right? That's the way I look at it and so on. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to power swapping. Is this a great long-term play? Absolutely. But do not FOMO in based off of what I'm mentioning right now. You could still see this thing like tank to a better value. But I'll state this for the record. All right, something big happens in which the market pulls back. If you see this dip down into the 4s again, which means under 5, consider picking some up. Again, I'm not telling you, it's not financial advice, but you got to do what's best for you and your portfolio and so on. All right. So on the surface, it says total supply 404,176,000. I think it's the same situation when we go to CoinGecko. And let me pull that up as well. FIL. Hold on. Let me see. No, here's the situation. So I'm glad that we have different sources. So here it is from CoinGecko. And over there you have a max supply and total supply is the same. So I'm going to lean with what they have. They're usually a little bit more accurate compared to CMC, but hopefully that will answer your questions. We can always go through another source. Maybe in the future we'll do that, but hopefully that helps you out, Boomer. Great question. All right, guys. I want to get into more comments and stuff, but I really need to get more into a particular outline because otherwise I'm going to run out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that particular one. I'm going to double check the page, make sure I didn't, like over, what do you call it? It's a super chat or anything like that because I don't want to be disrespectful. What's the point in doing a super chat if Max don't get to it quickly, right? Yeah, I get it. How about this? So welcome Calvin real quick. Good to have you here. I'll read this. As I understand, alts have lagged Bitcoin in past bull runs. Do you think that will hold true in the next bull cycle? If not, why? Man, that's a deep question. Maybe get into that in a different point. I'll update bull run thesis part 7 in a particular video. But for now, I just, again, if I don't get into this now, I'll never get into it. And I'm also going to run out of time. But that's a great question, man. It's just, that's a real deep one. I don't want to just boom, boom, boom right off the bat. A real update, excuse me, an update in regards to really up 48% today. So, I mean, it's been a really great performer. So it's not that I'm trying to avoid that question. I could get into it. Just, I need to, it's kind of like yesterday. I mean, when it comes to the bull run thesis, you have to have something to back it up. It has to have, you have to have data, all that. We provided all that stuff yesterday. I don't know if you saw yesterday's show, but we did a whole outline in regards to that. Anyway, yeah, here we go. I'm going to jump back into the news. So it is a little, in regards to our outline of, I should say the news, but outline in regards to Elk Finance. This is not me trying to shill Elk Finance. I'm not into it, but I do look at this as being a potential absolute like gem, if you will, right? So let's see where we're at with this. So here's where we're at earlier. Let me see where he talks about specifically Elk. I don't know if he does talk about it anymore. Hold on a second. Give me just a sec. Yeah, he's just talking more about this particular amount, but that's all right. I mean, he mentions multiple times that, like how he feels Elk is faster. Now, why mention Elk? All right, so let me show you this. So here it is from Elk Finance. And again, if you're catching up, I'll remind you, like 20 plus of these, right? Being like quote unquote fully interoperable, pretty bullish stuff, right? So this is a micro cap ranked 3733. I guess the original contract is on Binance Smart Chain. Look where it's at, guys. And this is unconfirmed, of course, on CMC of 292,000. Are you kidding me? Here's another thing. If you came from Rio, let's say you're like, man, Rio's where it's at. Man, these guys really did well. Like max covered at, roughly 8 to 9 cents. And oh my God, look at where it's at now. Like, 28, 29 cents and so on. And there's only 75 million of these particular, coins / tokens, right? Look at this. This is even that much more attractive. So you have a max supply on this, close to half of what Rio is, right? Self-reporting supply and circulation is 1,874,303. This thing could absolutely blast off like something fierce. So I don't do this often. And, if anything, you're going to blame somebody. I should say blame. This is Mike Cornwell's own words that he heard from another particular gentleman. I don't know who that guy is. But from where it's, I should say where it's at. So I guess Mike came in at like 14 cents. So I had to kind of like back up for a second. So Mike was telling me through this guy, and again, it's not financial advice for me or him. So please don't sue us, right? You know how there's content creators are like telling you about 100x on certain projects and 1,000x on certain projects? I kid you not. 10,000x. This one has launched itself to my number 3 must-have. I have to have LCX. I have to have Rio. And this one has shut up there as well. So when I cash out all my Filecoin and all this, yeah, I'm picking up a bag of this. I'm picking up a bag of yeah, I guess you could say I'm aping into this. I mean, I'm gonna take more of a deep dive. I'm really impressed with this because it already solves. It's interoperable already with 20 different ones out there. That is huge, right? We'll get into that in a bit. And then on top of that, was it Rio? So I see the opportunities. I'm already sold on some of that. Again, I'm not sure. You do what you got to do. I'm not trying to get you into anything, but I will, we do share micro cap, small cap gems here once in a while. It's not just the top 20 and so on. And for over 9 months, you guys have stated that, can we do more of a look into some of these micro cap gems? Because they're big opportunity. All right. Here's one of the key highlights that Mike wants me to show you. All right. Maybe he doesn't want me to show you, but he was mentioned to me, especially on the phone. And when I got more into it, I'm like, oh my God, already? Look at this. This is already here. So this is a micro cap. And look at all the markets that this is on. Pancake Swap. Look at all these pairings. USDT Elk, wrapped Polygon, Matic with Elk, Circle with Elk, Dime with Elk, wrapped Ethereum with Elk, Sushi Swap, Buy Swap. I never heard of that one. I heard of Sushi Swap though. Wrapped BNB with Elk, BUSD with Elk, wrapped Avalanche with Elk. Some of these other ones, wrapped Matic with Elk. God, XGT, never heard of that one with Elk. So Radio Shack. I don't know about Radio Shack. Little known fact, I actually went to one of their meetings in 1999 to work there. I didn't end up doing that. Anyway, what's some other ones that really stand out? Let me see. Link. Yeah, how about this, guys? Chainlink with Elk. Really? This is a micro cap. You know how many darn DJ plays would kill to have all this? You guys know them. I don't have to mention them. Think about the vision that they have for the future. Oh, this is what we're hoping to accomplish in the future with our ERC20 token. These guys already have it across the board. It is unbelievable. Look at this. Glide Finance. I mean, I'm not really aware of them. Obviously, they're on Uniswap. I mean, Joe. I'm aware of Joe. Trader Joe. Their particular swap, right? No, not Trader Joe's, a grocery store. How about this, guys? How about this? Here's the icing on the cake. You ready for it? You ready for it? XRP/Elk. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Doge with Elk. I don't care if they paid me. Screw them. All right. Those guys have disrespected me something fierce. Teddy. Oh God. Teddy Doge. The way they disrespect me over a year ago after I covered them a few times. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. I have no respect for the people from the Teddy Doge developers, the way they treat me. Anyway, so look here, BitTrue, right? But guys, I mean, that is the whole grocery list, and it's a micro cap. I was expecting, when Mike was telling me about this, I was like, all right, so I guess there might be like on one exchange, right? And here's another thing, guys. How about this? And this is not FUD. This is just being real, all right? I love Cypherium, right? I'm not going to FUD Cypherium. I mean, why would I FUD something I just got into not that long ago, right? So that one you saw was a microcap. Check this out. This is Cypherium, and I think this is a quality project. Now, you know where I'm going with this, right? Look at markets. Need I say more? Need I say more? Are you not that bullish already? And I haven't even got into the particular site. Max is shilling me on microcap. Well, not really. It is part of the research. You do what you want to do with it. All right. So here's the site. Look how professional the site looks like. It don't look like it was thrown together on Fiverr. This is a crisp, clean, nice site. All right. Look at this. Where Avalanche meet, where Polygon meets, where Phantom meets, where Ethereum meets. I mean, these are big top 100 blue chip cryptos. What the hell is, what the heck is Elk Finance? Thank you, Mike Cornwell. Look at this. Optimism, Arbitrum, Kava. My buddy's into Kava. He loves Kava. I don't think he loves it as much because of the whole thing with staking, with Kraken, because that's where he has it. But anyway, never heard of them. Yeah, Gnosis. Binance Smart Chain, obviously. It was KuCoin. Not familiar with them. Harmony. I was thinking about getting the Harmony. I'm still thinking about getting the Harmony. But Chronos. We always talk about Chronos, right? I mean, look at this, guys. Look at all these. Moon River. Fuse. IoTex. That's a good project, by the way. Where all chains meet. I mean, come on. It's like, huh? Who the hell is Elk Finance? So it's like, yeah, we have, don't get me wrong. You guys, you come in the chat and you're like, Max, check out this project. Max, check out that project. And then don't get me wrong. I have them on my list. I swear to God, I have them on my list. But my God, I said to Mike, I was like, I don't know if I'll cover on the show today. And then I could look more into it. I had a little bit more time. I was like, I'm going to look a little bit more into it. And I was like, oh my goodness. Look at this. 20 networks supported, 350,000 cross-chain transfers, 250 plus million volume transfer. Look at this DeFi gateway. The Elk Net enables fast, safe, cheap, and trustless cross-chain value exchange across all blockchains. We aim to break down barriers between chains, making it so that you no longer have to think about what chain you are on. Think about how many people have problems like, oh God, this is on Ethereum. Oh, this is just on Binance Smart Chain, you know, because improving cross-chain interoperability, right? We always talk about interoperability, especially with quant, right? While reducing fragmentation is at the heart of our vision. Check out more of the documentation. I won't have time. This is just, again, like a brief deep dive. Look at the supply, 42,424,000. Look at the elk that's issued, 10,228,000. Look at that market cap, right? And then we go further down. Look at the community fund, 20 million. I know that market cap's different from what's reported on CMC. They have community fund, yield farming, which I'm not a big fan of. Just gonna throw that out there. There's insurance. Team advisor. I mean, it gives you an idea where it all goes to, the airdrops and so on. They're listed on CMC, CoinGecko, HashX, DeFi Pulse. I don't even know about some of these other ones. How Elk moves. Look at this. Kind of gives you an idea. All right, so why Elk? And no, we're not paid for them. Oh, Max is obviously talking about it because he's paid by. We're not paid by anyone, but anybody. We're not sponsored by anyone. We might have an AMA with Bullrun Life maybe pretty soon. Gotta get back with them, but we're not sponsored by them. But my point is, we're not really paid by anybody. Maybe at some point we are, but anyway, look at this. Impermanent loss protection, ILP, prevents users from being penalized for providing liquidity. Each day in a farm provides liquidity providers with 2.5% roughly of ILP coverage until 100% has been reached. Users can claim Elk rewards at any time. You know, I was wondering about the whole reward system. ILP coverage is prorated based on the length of time in the farm. They have dynamic farming. I mean, you can get more into that if you want. So I believe, was it HBAR does something kind of similar to this. So there's proxy tokens, there's cross-chain virtual assets. Proxy tokens transform any token to a virtual asset that can be moved to any chain. There's, of course, more in regards to the upgrade, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. You know, get more into this if you want. Join the herd. Instead of, you know, hey, at least it doesn't say join the sheep. At least it's not called the sheep coin. You're just all blind sheep. I'd rather join the herd than the sheep. You get what I'm saying. All right, so there's a light paper on it. There's also I believe I saw a white paper. You can look more into it. Now, let's get into a little bit more in regards to this real quick. So here is their particular Twitter. Look what it shows on the banner. I mean, that in itself is so impressive. We already got into most of that. But look what it says. The DeFi gateway, right, is Elk. Cross-chain infrastructure. They have the infrastructure. So yes, Cool Cat Crypto. Do they have infrastructure? Do they have a bunch of, you know, high skyscrapers packed, you know, one end to the other with lots of people? I don't know about that, but, you know, cross-chain infrastructure. So it says Elk is developing distributed systems technology across Web3. Projects that need bridge building can own their cross-chain future with ElkNet. And they have an active Twitter following, right? Their community and so on. So 18,000 followers. They came out with an update 9 hours ago. Crypto Crew is coming to Matic through the Elk Dex. The Crew token by Crypto Crew NFTs will be whitelisted and paired with Matic. The exact time will be revealed tomorrow. I mean, I'm going more through it, right? Just, you know, just off the surface, right? I mean, again, it's not a super deep dive. It may seem like it is, but it's not. But look what it says, you know, they're active, right? I mean, 10 hours ago, they're posting some of these things. Bankers, DeFi is risky. Meanwhile, in the banking sector, it shows all the bad news in regards to that. They recognize what's going on with that. How about this? RB fam roll up mass adoption. You know, they have like a Twitter space. They talk about their projects. So, I mean, it's an active community is the whole point. But man, I think this is a micro cap gem. I'm just throwing it out there. I just think it absolutely is. If you're wondering if I'm getting into it, yes, I'm getting into it. Even off on the surface, this is very impressive. And I think there's a lot of potential here, to say the least. All right. I think there might be one more thing. Let me see. Yeah, that was it in regards to that. We'll get back in the comments just for a brief bit. I do have to leave in about 25 minutes, so I'm just giving you guys a heads up on it. We will try to get quickly into some of the other news. We don't get it all covered. We'll cover it. I don't know if we cover it tomorrow. We'll cover it on Thursday though, because tomorrow is Cryptivia. All right, SpaceX token. Yes, like that sounds interesting, right? Cool cat. All right. Max Soli is 2 billion at Boomer F and Sooner. Let's see. Casper has ties to SpaceX. I have some big news in regards to Casper. Maybe we'll just jump right to that in a bit. Cool cat says, interesting how banks start failing right as we approach March 20th. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage in regards to Elk Finance. I'm extremely bullish on that project. And Rafael Santos, good day, Sir Max. Good day, Sir Rafael. If you guys want to help out Rafael, please don't do it in the form of super chat, like what Wadi did. That's fine. I'll make sure that Rafael gets that later. But if you want to help out with the Rafael Santos Relief Fund, you're definitely welcome to help him out with this. Over the last 9 months, he's had various things that happen in his home. Which of course, he let us know, but it wasn't a point where like, hey, please help me out. But, he had to deal with the typhoon damage at home. I think there was a mudslide, if I'm not mistaken. But the last time around, our fellow brother, Rafael Santos, had his home literally burned down, right? And he has to go live with other family. So, I mean, I know it's hard for all of us. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, again, if you're new to this, he was just asking me for like, can you spare it like $1? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't give this guy $1. You know what I mean? It's not like, it'd be different if he was like a community guy on the surface who came in immediately from the day one, was just like, this guy's just asking him for money. This is not the case. This is a guy who has been part of a community for the longest time. And I have nothing but respect for him and so on. And the way I look at it is, even as a man, it's hard to ask sometimes. As men, we have pride. Imagine women have pride too. Everybody has pride. And I was like, man, this guy needs some help. So shout out to, this is what I gathered so far. Shout out to Tim Shea, Edward Vincent. I believe even Boomer F and Cinder, maybe some more who have helped out. I, of course, helped out. But message Rafael Santos. And if you're wondering how to do that, if you don't have Twitter, here's one way how you can do this. So you can go to the CTN Network site. All right, which, you should go to CTN Network anyway. I'm going to start posting on there a lot more. I post a little bit lately. And if anything, you can go to members after you make an account. It's free. It don't cost nothing. You can join with Gmail. You can join with Facebook. Click on members. And then this is going to come up. Hey, JC the man's on there. I'm going to go ahead and follow him. Cool. And then, see, there's Rafael. So you just go message Rafael. Click on message. And then you could be like, what's up, man? Sorry about crap. You want? I don't know. How can I help? And even if it's just like $1 in USDT, right? With the exchange rate over there, that definitely would help, because I mean, it's a little over 50 to 1. So it's just whatever you can spare. I mean, and if you can't, you can't. I get it. There's gonna be a lot of people who won't. And that's not guilt trip or anything. It's just, it's a reality. Like even with me, my gaming community, I've had people in my gaming community for 10 plus years that never donated like a single dollar, and it is what it is. But we wanted to basically share that. Please get a hold of Rafael Santos. And I believe it doesn't necessarily have to be just like USDT. I think Edward Vincent, gave him some ETH. It wasn't like, he donated a full ETH or anything. I don't want people to think that, but he gave him some that converted over for him. So hopefully better days for you, Rafael, and I'm glad that we've been able to help you so far. All right. Let's see here. More tags. Okay. We will not be able to get into the rest of the news that we have outlined for you guys, and that's fine, I guess. But there's just no way possible. I'll be here for over 5 hours if that's the case. Yeah. So if you guys are hoping for a lot, everything to be covered, there's no possible way. That's not me complaining. I'm just saying, I'm being real. I have to leave at the 2.5 hour mark, which is basically in 21 minutes. So, all right, let me pull this up. This is from Mr. Mike Cornwell. It says the Bitcoin bull market is here and more alive than ever. The charts have been telling you this for months. I've been telling you guys this for months. I didn't hop on the bandwagon of all the other content creators are saying that we are in a crypto bear market still, and it's a fake out and all that stuff. I was one of the few that said, no, I'm not going to go with the popular trend because I base things on actual data. Here's more of that particular data, apparently. So thank you for that, Mike Cornwell. Says Bitcoin has a ways to go before reaching the Puell multiple danger line. I cover that in Bull Run Thesis, part 6, by the way. It mentions specifically Puell, which typically signals a cycle mid-top and cool-down period. It's time to wake up. You know, as Mike has said numerous times, numbers don't have emotions. Don't trade with your heart, trade with the chart. Don't go with the trend of everybody saying that's not a bull market. Go with actual data. Don't listen to me. Go to the data. All right, so here we go. And you see some of this all the way back to like 2012. Yeah, that mid-cycle top. I mean, this is easy to read. I mean, you may think, oh, this is too technical. I don't want to look at this. It's simple. We have it all highlighted for you. So mid-cycle top in 2016, right? Look at this, right? Look at some of those danger lines. Mid-cycle top 2019. And then, you know, you kind of see where it's going now, right? And, you know, some people in the comments are kind of like back and forth. I mean, some people understand it, some people don't. And it's okay. I mean, if you're a guy that's convicted that, you know, Max is full of crap and, you know, he's not taking account, you know, micro and macroeconomic things that can happen, I do take that into account. And yes, you would be right, technically speaking. And I mentioned this many times before, in a bull run or even crypto winter, you can have black swan events that happen. Absolutely. They can just ruin things. Nobody will ever argue with you. At least I wouldn't. All right. Let's see where we're at. I want to welcome Mr. Shaggins, D. Shaggins. Thank you for being here. I need me some of that 10,000x action. We all do. We all do. Let me see where we're at. Max show market of Elk on CMC. I did. So I already beat you on that. Sorry, I missed your super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. It's easy swap anything on MetaMask for Elk. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Osborne says, hey, bud, thanks for the gems. Thoughts on GBEX? I think it's great. I'm not into it yet. Eventually I will be. For me personally, guys, you got to keep in mind, you know, I'm not making this up. I mean, like, you know, I added what I did, you know, 69K. Yeah, 69K reinvested into crypto. So anything, I should say anything and everything. So there has to be certain projects that take the cake, if you will, that jump to that, you know, the top of the queue, if you will. I think GBEX is solid. I'm just not looking to make that my priority yet. And again, that's not flood. It's just me being real about it. So, I mean, some of you guys are only into a handful of things. Some of you guys are into 10, 20 things. Some of you guys are like me, are into about 50 things. Some of you guys, like Mike Cornwell, are into like 200 or 300 things. But where the case be, I think GBEX is solid, and I think FCC is solid. That's why we talk about it a lot. All right, crypto or CryptX, X only, Elk 20 chains, 7 ecosystems, and it's early 42 million total supply. So here's some guy who is aware of it. And maybe this is the guy that introduced it to Mr. McDizzle. Might very well be. Well, I want to welcome you. And if you are that guy, man, you have a great gem here. I'll state that much. Fully convinced about it, just off of the surface, right? So I kind of took a little bit of a deep dive with everybody, relatively deep. I mean, obviously we should read the white paper, light paper at minimum, and so on. But man, I'm so impressed with Elk Chain. Like you mentioned here, guys, just in case you didn't see it, Elk 20 chains, 7 ecosystems, and it's early. And knowing that it's like a micro cap. I mean, it's not even $1 million. I saw the other thing that mentioned that it was over that, but maybe that was just what was printed at the time. Oh, you know what, guys, I forgot. There is one more thing I want to mention, and maybe this will help out with Mike's super chat. Let's pull it up real quick. I didn't show you guys another key thing. So remember with Jasmine, we're talking about how Jasmine went up to close to $5 at one time. Check this out for Elk. All right. So with Elk, Here it is, all time. So many times it was over, obviously 70 cents, 326, 466. But I mean, it's not just like, some people are like, like, oh, it's a pump and dump. I want to show you this. So just like a lot of markets, right? Other cryptos, a lot of projects where they tanked was the direct result from what? Terra Luna. Here, let me show you. So see this, guys? Look, it is. Remember Terra Luna collapse, right, with UST and all that, the DPEG, basically, right around the time of my birthday last year, right? My birthday. So this is the direct result also of a response to that market. A lot of things tanked at the same time, guys. Let's be honest about it, right? That in itself really, really tanked the market, especially market cap. That was like, the stamp, if you will, of man, crypto winter, like going from bear market to crypto blizzard market or whatever, right? And that was the big thing. And of course, VGX, Celsius, FTX, and so on, right? But I just want to point that out. So I think there's a lot of potential. Obviously, we're showing you guys data when it comes to like getting back into a real bull market and so on. The start of it, I feel like we're at. Notice key things. Start, and we're not really in anything close to all-time highs and so on. I feel as though that we're at the start. This is, Mike came in at 14 cents and so on. I mean, this is an absolute steal, personally. Not financial advice. Can't tell you guys what to do, but this is what I'm personally looking to do. Obviously, Mike did it. I don't know. For me, I'm kind of on the fence of throwing anywhere from 500 to at least maybe 1,000. I think 1,000 would probably be the most I put into this. And at 10,000x, if you want to want a 10,000x, I mean, what the heck is that? I'm pretty good. Well, sometimes I go with my math, and other times I'm not. So, sitting at zero, well, from where Mike was at, where he was told, right? So he was told about this at, I think, roughly 14 cents. You said, Mike, times 10,000. Am I reviewing that right? Hold on a second. So based on what you bought, I was trying to base this on what you bought. I forgot the amount that you bought, but anyway, on basic math, my bad. So on basic math, if I was to buy, let's see, I'm gonna buy like, I just ran off to 16 cents. So I'm gonna buy, where's the decimal point? 0.16 times, I don't know. Let's see, I'm gonna buy on these. I'll just make it even. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. So I'll buy 10,000 of these, right, for $1,600. So 10,000 of them times, well, 10,000x would be 1,600. So yeah, $10,000 or 10,000 coins, excuse me, for times 1,600. That's $16 million worth of Elk Finance. That's just crazy. I mean, that ranks up there with, like, I hate to say, like with XRP and some things like that. It's just it's crazy. We'll have to follow this a little bit more. So, all right. But thank you for that, Mr. CryptX. I think you got to be the guy if he's all excited about seeing it. Anyway, 42 million support. Yeah, I mean, it's even that much more bullish. I mean, Rio, as you guys know, is up big time, right? So let's just show Rio again. And again, guys, if you were hoping for the rest of the news, it's not going to happen. So it's okay. We kind of went off the traditional mark and so on. But this is good stuff. You guys want gems? Here's some gems. So we talked about the whole thing with Elk. We're doing some back and forth in regards to some of this. So let me share this again. Here's Rio. We cover this at 8-9 cents. And again, if you're wondering, if you want to see the particular video, I will show you. Crypto Talk Now. Show you exactly where it's at. And it is a deep dive. We get into every single part of it. I think it was like less than 2 weeks ago. Yeah, here it is. Doing pretty well. We got almost 1,000 views. So I did a deep dive 13 days ago on Rio. It says hidden microcap gen of Wall Street, asset tokenization on blockchain, real estate with Relio. It is 54 minutes. It's just, you can kind of go around. I might have chapters in that. I don't remember. A lot of times it takes a certain amount of time on YouTube to kind of chop it up and do the chapters. I might have chapters, but yeah, like it says, the future of private equity, a deep dive. And we covered it basically at like 8 to 9 cents. And just jumping back, where the heck was that? Where was I on that? Oh, here it is. I mean, look where it's at now. Ugh, didn't mean to press F12, F11. I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I mean, like, if I would have went all out on this instead of Filecoin, but still, I mean, I was just looking at low risk, highest average rate of return, but man, not too bad at all. I mean, let's look at the last month, for instance. So, I mean, about a month ago, this was at roughly 7 cents. So we covered it right around the 8 cent mark. So we do try our best to throw you guys some gems, and some people respond to it, some don't. Mike respond to this, and so he's up. What are you up, Mike? 148%, something like that. I don't know. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Let's go further down. CryptX says 10 ecosystems, 4.2 million max per ecosystem. Was all the way built to 42 million total. Effing brilliant. Currently at 7 ecosystems. Yeah, that's for this to be where it's at based off of market cap. I mean, if we're basing it just on that. My God, have they built? I mean, as you guys know, there's always these ones that just pop out nowhere. Like, if you want to talk about top 100, I mean, was it CPX, right? That one Chinese blockchain or whatever that made recent news. I think this is another particular example. Obviously, this is a microcap gem, but it's pretty big. I agree with you on that as well. Wallets also have a whale cap. Oh, okay, so the whales can't just come and just dump everything. That's cool. Infrastructure, yes. All right. Did I not welcome somebody? So Osborne, I want to welcome you. Grant, I want to welcome you as well. Thanks for being here. Elk has been good for bridging to Chronos. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, we talked about that. I forgot real briefly. Very cool stuff. Pulse Trump coin rewards and Volt BEP20 says Palm Chain or Volt. I don't know. I don't have the answer on that one particular one, my friend. Even though I am in Volt, I don't have a lot. I have $100 worth though. Wayne Side says, wet SoCal in the house. Hey, welcome, man. Hopefully you had a nice surf. GBEX gonna kill another 0 soon if it keeps going. Nice. Always glad to see you guys do well with whatever projects that you're in. Sometimes obviously we're in the same project. Sometimes we're not. Elk. Give me a second. All right, sorry about that interruption. AI crypto news, breaking news. Signature Bank was being investigated for money laundering prior to the demise. Yeah, we talked a little bit in regards to that, but that's a nice update. Thank you for that. We talked a lot about some of the other ones yesterday. Well, basically Silicon Valley, and so on. But Signature Bank, huh? Interesting. Thank you for that. AI crypto news. Who's in the Crow family? Me. That was my 3rd top performer last bull run. 1,700K investment became 10. I took out slightly below the all-time highs for Crow. So that was my 3rd top performer. I'm 100% convinced on Crow, especially long term. Stump Riders in the house. Just Daniel says they almost got me. But yeah, welcome Stump Rider. Signature Bank was a massive BLM donator. Yeah, that's right. You talked about that earlier. Looks like the woke banks got wrecked. All right. A tainted cat food, you guys say. Let's go further down. What would I pair with elk? That's a good question. Let me bring that up real quick. So for me, I mean, I usually go the traditional route. Like I do a pairing of like, like USDT. But we'll bring that up for a brief moment. Where are we at on that? So elk. All right, let me share that real quick. So we'll take a look at the markets again. So if it was me, I would probably do USDT elk because that's just me. All right. But some of you guys, you like your pairings to be a lot more volatile. Maybe you feel as though in a bull market, that just makes more sense. That's just me. I like to stick with like stable coins and stuff like that. And I get it. Oh yeah, Max, look how that turned out. Well, look how it turned out. Tether didn't fall. Everybody thought it was. Not to say it won't, but anyway, it's not about that. So, I mean, if you feel like there's certain ones that are going to have really great upside potential, and you didn't want to pair it, you could do that. But for me, I just want to have my thing is this: if I'm going to obviously ape into this, then my focus for me personally will be the main asset I'm going for, which obviously is elk. But other people are different. Some people feel as though, oh man, this is perfect. I could ape into elk, and then on top of that, I'll have it paired with another thing I feel as though is going to be amazing upside potential. People do that all the time, But yeah, to answer your question, for me, I would personally do USDT with elk. I mean, all the stable coins have repay, but if you feel like there's still danger there, then maybe you don't do that. Or you feel as though that Tether's the next one, maybe you don't do that. I mean, but there's so many to do. I mean, the key thing here is what, guys? Your options, right? Am I gonna pair XRP with elk? I mean, that way I guess wouldn't be too bad considering what might happen within the next couple of weeks. I'm just saying, could, right? Some people feel as though that no, Max, all-time highs for XRP won't be until like 2024, 2025. I get it. All right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and read a few more comments, and then I have to wrap things up. So sorry, guys, this will not be like one of those 4-hour shows or anything like that. We're getting to all the news. If anything, I'll try to maybe do some recordings or something. Anyway, so CryptX only says market cap 300,000 as zeros to project growth, a $3 billion market cap, 10,000x. So that's where you're getting that from. And I don't do pie in the sky nonsense. Check top 50 market caps for reference. Not believe you. Yeah, here's the thing. When I heard this from Mike Cornwell when he was talking to me on the phone about it, I was just like blown away. And then he sent me, some of the particular links, right? Like, here it is on CMC. I was just like, oh my gosh. Because I literally, like, the first thing you're thinking is, all right, this might be on what? Like, Uniswap, and that's it. And then you're going to work towards the future. And to really have all that, really, really impressive. Actually, just real quick, how long has this thing been around? I really got to get going here in about a minute. So let's see how long this thing's been around. My bad. I meant to share with you guys that. But just even scrolling through it, look at all that grocery list of what they got. So they've been around since roughly May of 2021. Now, you guys got to keep in mind that might just be, CMC listing and that they're around before then. But as far as CMC listing, late May 2021. So they're approaching about 2 years. Really, really interesting stuff. And to see where they were at, guys, come on. Look where they used to be. And it's not like this thing just did a massive dump for all of 2021. No, you didn't even see it. Even when it hit lows, this was still like in like the 80-cent range. So, I mean, if anything, I'm looking at like above $3 for a lot of 2021. Yeah. Like $2.5, $3. Not too shabby, guys. So, I mean, I think this is absolute gem. Obviously, you could go way higher than that because we're looking at that max supply, total supply. Anyway, big stuff, guys. Glad to bring it to you. Shout out to Mike Cornwell. Shout out to you. Hopefully, you visit us a little bit more. CryptX, X only. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. I want to welcome you, but I got to go. Crypto High. Keep in mind, Max Filecoin launches their virtual machine today. Well, then I might have to hold off on that for a bit then. Watch out for Polygon with their virtual machines by the end of the month. It's going to be big for Polygon, guys. Check out that Polygon video I did a while back. I'm very bullish on Polygon as well. I want to welcome Grizzly Bear. I got to go, Grizzly Bear. Sorry, buddy. All right. So, yeah, I don't have time to look into anything else. My priority is I got to get my dad's medication, and the place closes in half an hour. Guys, that's the show for tonight. We'll get back to more of the traditional news and so on later on. Look out tomorrow for Cryptivia. And if anything, I hope that we have a decent turnout with that. We have new categories that you haven't seen. It's going to be a little bit better now that people are a little bit more familiar with it and so on. It'll be fun. Something that I look forward to as a content creator. And we had a good reception last time. I think people liked it. So, yeah. In closing, will Tim Shea be a two-time champion, or will he be defeated by somebody else? Will CryptoSmith keep his on-screen contestant trophy, or will he be defeated by either Daniel Gayton, Larry, or Waddy? Stay tuned for tomorrow. Over and out for now. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Be on the lookout for more recorded content. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.